This is Movies in Contemplation with Jarokk and...
Oh, am I talking to you?
Jesus, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello, contemplators.
Welcome to a special edition for today.
Very special. We have no idea how it's going to go, but fuck it, we're going for it. This is a heavy hitter. Tonight, we're going to take on It. And not just It, like all the its.
All of the its.
All the its, ands, and buts. But today we do have a very special guest, friend of the pod.
Special! He's so special! I'm here in the chair with my boys.
Oh, God.
Philip Oliver Holes, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing?
Oliver
Creamy
Holes.
Strangler.
The Creamy
Go by other names that are
also
gross.
known as the Creamy Strangler, also known as...
Bestie.
Guy who likes clowns, who kill kids. I like that.
Very much so.
Yes.
And today, you're definitely going to be our Stephen King guru because you
I
not
like
only
his books.
you like the books, which
Yeah.
people, I guess, still read nowadays. I don't know.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so too.
Yes, he's going to kind of be our...
I'm not a
little-
pro, but Daddy, I'll try.
Good.
For
Please
sure.
do.
Bastian, Philip Oliver Holes, whatever we're calling
Call
him.
me what he will.
Steven.
Stevon,
I'm the man of 1,000 disguises.
man of 1,000 faces. Not like...
Let's talk about the wine real quick.
Oh, shit,
What
you're
was
right.
the wine that we chose?
Hand me the wine,
grape.
Steven. It's great.
It's a grape
It's
wine.
great. I'm sure there's grapes in it. It is dearly beloved. I really wanted to get the carnival one that Jarokk mentioned because I went to Trader Joe's, which I don't get to go to very often, which pisses me off. Like, the Midwest needs to get on that where there are more Trader Joe's. But the carnival wine was fucking $15, and I was not about to do that.
I'm not that kind of
It's
date.
worth it,
Yeah.
but it's expensive.
It's worth it, no, but it was just too expensive for the day. But I got the next best thing. Dearly Beloved, Ivy Red. It's just a really, it's not just a really good wine. The bottle is really, really freaking cool with the skull. It's very, like Day of the Dead.
Very macabre.
Very macabre. And,
Very macabre.
God, last time I read the back of the wine, it was so interesting. But this one really
Because you
doesn't.
were drunk.
Yeah, probably.
Not yet.
What are these words, eh?
No, the other one was actually really fun. The Gnarly Head.
The gnarly head. That was good.
It was really good, surprisingly. Yeah, this is a really good wine. I know they sell it at Trader Joe's for sure. I don't think they sell it anywhere else.
It's definitely a 2 out of 2 for me. I like, I don't like wine.
But you're having one regardless, and you're being a good sport about it. Thank you.
I'm just giving it to the dog.
Yeah, sorry I'm not going to give you no fucking maker's mark, okay?
No Maker's Mark here today.
You take the maker's mark and then you snort the pepper.
Oh.
You snort the pepper. Okay, moving
Now,
on.
Steven,
Steven!
Go ahead.
what is your history with Stephen King? Were you a book fan first?
Well, no. I saw the miniseries, which was my first introduction to him, and I asked my papa. I said, "Have you ever heard of this book with the clown? I want to read it." And I was only like 7. And he's like, "You can't do that." So he just kind of told me a little bit about what goes on. I didn't really understand it because I was really thinking about The Sandlot at the time. So yeah, that was going to be my first thing with Stephen King, and then probably when I was like 10, I decided to read that, and I think The Shining. And I was hooked. I was hooked on books.
Hooked on fanfic books.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that you read the books. Because I hear that the books are kind of difficult to read. Not like...
He does
on
weird
thought-
shit.
Yeah.
He does super weird shit, except in Salem's Lot. That book is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Small town, plagued by vampires. A lot of crossovers.
Which one is that? Salem's what?
Lot.
Salem's Lot?
Sandlot. The Hercules dog on the other side of the fence. Keep the baseball.
Who let him out?
Who let him? Y'all gonna get paid back now.
Who let him out?
Where
But,
Benny?
I feel so privileged to be between you two right now.
Yep, man sandwich.
Snort the pepper.
But yeah, I really like the book. He does some weird shit in it. The kid scene in the sewer is always talked about. But I like when people can step outside of their comfort zone, especially in America, because a lot of people don't kill kids in anything, and I hate it.
But people do it in real life.
Yeah, all the
So
time.
it's
Yeah.
like...
Yep.
Yeah, got it now.
Yeah, well, America's definitely very not forward on anything. They just want to pretend like things don't happen.
I think it's
Everything's
funny.
don't
I think
okay.
it's funny that if we're gonna go, I think it's funny that we have so much sex now on public television,
Sex
like
sells, baby.
TNT and all that shit.
Dead
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
don't.
Yeah. But God forbid you bring back like Children of the Corn or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have in the early 2000s, but I mean, they flopped. But
We don't talk about it.
yeah. But when you do some shit like that, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. But Jarokk, what's your backstory
So-
with Stephen King or It or anything?
My
adjacent?
first Stephen King film, I think my first Stephen King film was actually It. I think it was It. I remember watching it when it was on TV at the time, when it like aired on Sci-Fi or something back in the day. And I was really young. Probably around 6 or 7 or something.
Yep.
Same age as you. But yeah, I was watching it. It was on, and I didn't watch it at the beginning. I had it on where Mike and Bill, as adults, were riding the bike. And I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is like really fun, because it's a fun little scene, a fun little funny moment.
Yeah.
And then I like kept watching it thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be a fun movie. Like, boy, was I wrong. They did the dinner, because that is what scarred me the most
At the
about
Asian
this.
restaurant?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did the dinner. And as a kid watching that,
Yeah, we got to put a pin on that because we're going to talk about that.
okay, so
again,
I'll
too.
pin that.
Yeah.
But anywho, that's where I am.
You know what?
Came out in 90, but
Not to jump you, Callie, but I lied about mine. I remember the reason I decided to watch it is because Jonathan Brandis
yes, Jonathan.
was in it, and he was already in The Never-Ending Story.
Oh, yes.
What
Two,
are the
second one.
Sidekicks?
Ladybugs.
Oh, Ladybugs. Yeah.
Ladybugs. Oh, yeah.
Well, Ladybugs was after, but
Well,
But
yeah.
when we were growing up, that
Right.
was right at our time.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
He was like
and
the
I already
golden
knew
child.
him, and I loved watching his films. I mean, Ladybugs, my mom made me watch religiously. She loves Rodney Dangerfield. But I seen him in, I think it was a TV preview for It to come on. It was supposed to be like 6 hours long.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do that. And I really just watched the kid version, or the kid part of it. And for me, that was like, I connected right away, because real evil doesn't care if you're a child or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And that also goes for real life. And I thought that was, even though I was young, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool to me.
That's really, yeah.
You were definitely in tune.
Yep.
But my backstory is a little strange. The first Stephen King movie that I saw was The Shining. I was in 5th grade, and I don't remember the movie much. I know now, like I've watched it more after that. But the blood scene,
Oh.
I remember that scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I kind of thought, oh, is this what happens when women go through their cycle?
Their cycle. Oh,
I'm
God.
surprised you weren't more scared of the old lady tits.
Well,
That
tits.
gets me every time.
Old lady tits will be brought up again soon. But with It, I never watched the miniseries until I think Jarokk and I, when we were together.
What?
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I know. We watched
We
it.
first watched it in North Hollywood.
in our
Yep.
in our first
apartment.
first apartment, because, well, first of all, the poster for the movie scared the shit out of me when I was a
Oh,
kid.
yeah, when he was breaking through the wall, he's got this
He's
hand,
got those little banana
Yeah.
like
green banana hands.
yeah. And clowns, yeah, like I guess I was kind of scared of clowns. I think mostly because a lot of people were scared of clowns, so I was like, oh, so I should be scared of clowns. But the weird story is, when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I moved into the neighborhood, Hidden Lake, where my mom still lives in. I became friends with this one chick that lived down the street from me. We loved to play pretend. And this was around the time Tank Girl came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Good
was obsessed. I would always pretend that I'm Tank Girl. And we did this weird thing where because she was Jet. I was Tank Girl. She was Jet.
Yeah.
And we did this whole thing where because Tank Girl ends up with Booga.
Yeah.
I got it all taken care of, Booga. They think what we think we don't think. Or better yet. Booga, why don't you just go do us a favor and just go choke on something?
Right.
That's how I talked to elementary school.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's how I talk.
But we go recess now. Pin me for the kickball, please.
But for some reason, we had this...
No, I talked like fucking Ice-T, motherfucker.
You
Get it
talk
right.
like Ice-T.
No.
No.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Go make me a sandwich.
Eat my ass, boy.
Okay, I talk
Oh.
like Booger.
So you thought
Go
you were
ahead.
black?
No. Moving on.
Moving on. So we decided to do this thing where our characters had babies with the significant other. Mine was Booga, and hers was fucking Pennywise.
Oh.
Oh.
I know. I didn't know who that was, but she told me it was a clown that was also a monster. And she even, like, I remember she came to my house carrying a little porcelain doll
Oh my god.
clown.
I'm already fucking.
I know.
I'm turned on. I like her.
Oh my, yeah, she was definitely very
never.
strange. I appreciated that she was the first person to befriend me because it was a neighborhood all full of kids and it was the most amazing.
And you were human.
And I was human, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my first how I knew of Pennywise, but I just did not care to ever see the movie or TV series, whatever. And I still like hate myself for not doing that sooner. But I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, fuck, just say
at
say the
first-
name Tim Curry
At
and I'm
first,
and I'm
when
in.
we watched it, I thought you didn't like it, and I'll say that. Like, I thought you did not like it when we first
Well-
watched it, and that takes me back to the. Well, it takes us back to the. It takes multiple times to like something.
Yes,
sometimes
we do bring that up.
because you did watch
What
it.
was the
and you-
cut of the version that you watched? Because there's one where
We
they
watched.
cut it where it's kid, just like the book where it's kid, adult,
It was
and
that.
that's terrible.
They
That
were
was
they
the
were
one.
jumping
Yeah, no.
from kid
because
to
that
adult.
was free
Trash.
on something, and we watched it. It was
Is there a
streaming
different
somewhere.
version where it's
Yeah, you
like?
There's
just
a
watch
couple
the
versions.
kids, the whole thing for the kids, and it's great.
See, I didn't even know
That's
that.
the one that I watched growing
That's
up.
how they did it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Was they had the kid version first, and then it went to the adults. So it was part 1, part 2, episodic. And then when it came out on streaming platforms,
Yeah.
then they decided to just add kid and then adult and then kid, and it became like a flashback game.
Which I don't know. I didn't mind that, but
For you-
that's just interesting because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought that's how the miniseries went. But yeah, well, also like it's very long.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so long.
Like I'm glad that the new movies broke it down to like part 1,
It's
part
long,
2.
and they don't even have the good shit in it.
Yeah, and that's interesting and stuff that I would like to know. Like what? I mean, the only other thing that I know that people talk about all the time online is, oh, that one scene that they didn't add in the movie. Well, of course they didn't.
Yeah, no, because
With-
it's a good scene.
Oh, well.
And they didn't. Oh, which one are you talking about? I'm talking about the new it. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about something about a kid orgy or
Oh,
something.
yeah, the train on Bev.
Oh, that
Train
shit.
Bev, yeah.
I need to make you guys feel together again, and then bam.
That's in the
everybody's-
book, right?
That-
Oh yeah,
So she literally does have a.
Oh, yeah.
She gets a train run on her.
yeah. Well, I mean, one at a time.
Oh, they one at a time.
So they
Yeah.
take turns. They probably
Everybody
watch.
loses their virginity.
Well, it makes sense in
because
the
everybody
miniseries.
everybody loves Bev. That's
Yeah,
the
it
thing.
makes
Everybody
sense
has
in
a
the
crush on her.
miniseries because she literally kisses every one of them in the miniseries
Very
Yeah.
physical with
Very
the
physical.
boys more in the
as adults.
Yeah.
as adults in the miniseries.
Yeah,
than
she
this
sees Richie
current
for the
one.
first time and fucking makes out with Richie, and then da 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 da.
Okay, so I'm not too sure how to let's compare because I do want to talk about the second one the most just because
We just saw it.
we just saw it.
Right.
Yeah, I want to know like your guys's and my feelings, like the difference between first of all, let's start with just Pennywise, the look, like Tim Curry to Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Scar.
I thought Tim's clown is good, but you're watching Tim Curry.
Yes,
You know, it's it doesn't matter what he's wearing.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Tim Curry,
His
Well,
charisma
and it
alone.
is so damn good.
just charisma, his look, like he was just born with a fabulous face for any type of makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Any character, he can just pull it off and just be freaking fantastic.
and he played the shit out of it. I mean, like,
he did.
there's a scene, when Bill's wife has come to town,
Yeah,
and he's talking at the gas station, and I mean, it's pretty famous.
Miss Dunbar.
He's using the deadlights on her as the gas station attendant, and he's repeating it, kind of putting her in a trance. But he turns into Pennywise towards the end of it, and I mean, he's got that Tim Curry lip quiver, real sexy. And when he's like, "Don't you want it?" and you want it.
You
Yeah.
want it.
You want some
You
of
do
that
want it.
clowns honking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, but the thing that I just really liked more about Tim Curry was he was dressed up just as a clown.
Yeah.
He could have walked into any circus and blended in like he was just this fun clown.
I agree. I think that The difference between the clowns for me was Tim Curry's clown was more, if I was a child again, I would probably go to him and be entranced.
He's more like trustworthy
right.
looking.
Yes. If I saw Bill Skarsgård, if I saw his clown, I'd probably fucking run.
I'd turn
nobody
fuck
wants
around.
that shit.
Yeah, because he was
You look dusty. Nobody
Yeah.
wants that
Yeah.
shit.
He was really fucking freaky,
It was-
and even though he did his whole, we got a balloon.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
fuck you, stay in there. I'm gonna cement the bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, fuck this shit.
yeah,
I'm
Tim
out.
Curry. At least I fucking feel like I'll take the lid off for you. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, with Skarsgård, it is, you almost feel like they played more on the hunger aspect.
And I liked
Yes,
that.
and I did like that
But
too.
and that's the reason why his outfit, I think, is a little scarier because he can still entice children to come closer, but at the same time they are afraid. Kind of like the girl with the scar under the bleachers.
That,
You know, she's like, "Oh no, you're
she was
creepy."
running away, and then he was like, "Everybody's afraid
Yeah,
he
of me.
played
That's
on
why
that.
I hide in the shadows."
And I think it also
Yeah.
that touched on like how much time has passed. Like he had to change his tactic to lure children. It wasn't just, hey, I'm a clown, balloons.
Well, that's what I thought
or-
was interesting that they chose the modern. That when they're kids, it takes place in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was very bold because that was the start of the whole stranger danger.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if that's true because I'm an 89 baby.
LaShawn?
You were born in 73, so I mean, you probably know way more than I do about the
Get the fuck out of here, you ageist ass.
Motherfucker.
But my name's fucking Cali in this show, so get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Cal.
You're getting edited out.
But it's
Richie.
But I think it was a very bold choice to do that, and then exactly what was said that he had to do different tactics. I mean,
Yeah, he
but
did.
at the same time, the miniseries didn't really, other than like the werewolf, which Seth Green's character gets when he's afraid.
Can we talk about how he was the biggest fucking child,
Yeah,
and as
he's
a
in
man,
he
he's
played
that
Richie.
exact same size?
In the first,
Yeah,
movie,
he was Richie.
as kids.
You didn't know that Seth Green? I know, because he looks more of an adult as a child than
No
he does as a fucking adult.
And now he looks more like a child as an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He actually
Oh my-
looks the exact same as he did in It.
Yeah,
it
he
might
doesn't
be
look any
It
different.
might have been the glasses. I honestly,
It was
I had
probably the
no
glasses.
fucking idea.
And his voice, I feel like, was deeper in
Very
in
manly.
it.
Very manly, very sexy.
And he was
Yeah, what?
he was the tallest too. I
Yeah, he
think.
was.
He's the tallest when he grows up. Yeah, which poor Seth.
Poor Seth. I saw him once at a Red Lobster.
Well, I
he's
mean,
he's
yeah.
an asshole.
Is he
What?
really?
Not really. I don't know. He just had this demeanor of, okay, you're at a Red Lobster in West Hills, California.
Yeah.
Calm down. He's like, yeah. He just had this like demeanor of.
He came for
yeah,
the biscuits, baby.
Yeah, I know it's me. I think this was even. This
So what was he like Nelly? How Nelly is out in
Oh,
St.
God,
Louis?
I
How
know
Nelly's
that.
a bitch?
No, I don't see. I don't want to like truly hate on him. It's just this was.
Maybe he was having a bad day.
He could have had a bad day, and maybe he probably gets people saying, "Hey, say that whatever," like the.
Play the bass like you did in Buffy.
Yeah, or even just like the Austin Powers shit. Just
Scotty.
do Scotty. I'm sure he gets people doing that.
I
shit.
hate my
And I
brother.
feel like this I can't remember what year this was. I know I was a somewhat of an adult, but yeah, I don't know. He was
Look,
just
the best version of Seth Green, and we all can agree, Airborne.
Airborne. Yes.
what?
Airborne.
You don't know Airborne?
What's Airborne?
The
Mitchell
skater.
from California moves to
The skater movie.
Minnesota or some shit, and he has to learn how to rollerblade and play hockey. And Seth Green's his cousin, and they got to have this badass race down.
We're
Have you
going
not-
down Devil's Backbone.
Yeah.
Is that the one dude that has the hair that kind of like how mine was before I got a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the-
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jack Black's in it. He gets like hit in the nuts.
Yeah.
I think
Going
I,
down the hill.
And Snake.
I think I know what you're
Remember
talking
Snake?
about.
I do remember Snake. I remember the twins. I don't remember.
'Cause I
it was,
feel
it was
like-
Baby Joker.
Well, I feel like there were two rollerblade movies.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I feel like it
Oh,
was.
There was
No, there
Brink
is-
on Disney Channel. Ow.
Sorry.
Get
I
Brink out of here.
I think that's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah.
is.
I liked
Disgusting.
Brink.
I mean, they were both Disney
You like
films.
Brink because you didn't see Airborne.
They were both
Probably.
Disney films. But anywho, we're
Probably.
going off track. We got to
It's
get back
fine.
on
Yeah,
it.
get me back to the clown.
Get back to the clownage.
Yeah.
So
We'll,
talk
we'll
about
do
Brink.
Airborne another day.
Maybe.
Well, we will.
We'll do
'cause
Seth
now I'm
Green
picking
movie.
it since you don't know what it is.
Thanks.
Snake?
Thanks.
Oh, my name is Creamy Strangler, Philip.
I'm sorry, the
Getting
cream
edited out.
Strangler.
Fuck
all right,
you.
All right, Cream. So back to
Call me CS.
shit.
Cream-
CS.
cream
All right,
for short.
Lewis.
Okay, so we touched on the clowns.
Not enough wine.
But I
Well, we didn't
agree.
really talk about Skarsgård that much.
Well, we
other
didn't,
than-
but with
other than
Skars-
his dusted, aged.
He
yeah.
was. And Skarsgård, like, I see him kind of like a Tim Curry, like where he was born with those natural eyes that just, he doesn't need to look both ways before crossing the
Yeah.
street.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
just-
a
yeah.
gift.
Yeah.
He can do those things with his eyes that
And that stupid lip.
Well, I heard-
teeth. I mean, I'm trying to do it right now. It's failing.
I heard in
Well, his brother
the
made
first
it.
one,
Yeah.
the drooling thing was because
Yeah,
of
totally natural.
It was a natural thing because of the makeup, but it fucking worked.
It worked like a motherfucker.
He was hungry. He was a thirsty bitch.
I love that
when he
used
stares at Georgie and you see the drool when he's talking
Yeah.
about the popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells like popcorn down there.
That fucking Georgie, that kid. I love that kid because he just has that. Oh, hi. Yes, my name is.
I was so happy that he came back in 2.
He
When
came
he's,
back in 2, but
You lied and I died. I
But it was
fucking
just-
love that. That was so cool.
You
Because in the book, Bill is absolutely destroyed that he let Georgie die, and he constantly shows up.
now which one is true? Was Bill actually, like in the book, was Bill actually sick or was he pretending to be sick so he didn't have to play
Oh,
with
I
Georgie?
don't
because in the
I'm sure
miniseries
he's-
he
He was legit sick.
legit sick,
Yeah.
right?
I'm sure he was fake sick.
Which makes more sense for him to feel more guilty about what
Yeah.
happened to him. So yeah. But yeah, that kid, very
Well, just like the original Georgie too, and he's just
adorable.
cute as shit.
Like you didn't know about the
You
whole
just
arm
want to take
thing.
a bite out of him.
Well,
Yeah.
he definitely got
Oh,
bit.
it's so cute.
He comes back in a little raincoat, just like one arm.
Well, that was the best. Yeah, when I mean, well, at least in the first miniseries,
But,
you
yeah,
see
the
him and it's
miniseries.
like tattered and
Because
Yeah.
they didn't show him getting his arm bit.
No.
Yeah.
And
They
the-
just show him bite the arm off in the miniseries, and then it's the funeral.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you see Tim go,
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I'm
those-
saying.
those
Yeah, he
freaking
bites
teeth of
down.
his. Yeah.
And
which
then
I mean, I gotta say, people praise the CG in the newer It movies. I thought it was fucking garbage.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Fucking thank you.
It
you.
is like when he takes the bite of Georgie. Why are we talking about the first? When he takes the bite of Georgie and you see him do that and the teeth go down, I was like, well, that kind of killed the vibe, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Georgie's crawling away, that hand that comes out looked like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the second one.
The second was the
The
worst.
second, oh my god, I can't wait to talk about this because it took away because like we all saw the first It remake in theaters together.
Yeah.
We had such high expectations.
Oh my
which
God,
were
dude.
which was probably not the best thing to have in movies. Period. I think anytime I get so excited or hyped about a movie, I'm disappointed. I don't know if
yeah.
that's the same for you guys.
Sometimes.
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, so it's weird because most of the stuff, well, if it involved the clown, it looked like shit. Except the part where he comes out of the fridge when he's all contorted inside and he's
Yeah.
getting ready to fuck with Eddie. When Eddie's arm breaks, when he falls through the floor at the house.
Oh yeah. In part one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That arm break though
Oh
was
man.
fake as shit.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
was-
god.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that I thought looked really good, and then the only really other scene because they even used CG when he was dancing. Like when
Yeah.
they do the zoom in, it looked terrible.
He's doing
But
that dance.
But the scene when all the kids in the debris are floating, that looked good as shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy, that looks like an insect hive.
It was like they had two separate CGI companies.
Like one was
Yeah.
like Peter Jackson's, and the other one was like If I Started.
It was like, well, it was like the people like Sci-Fi Channel,
Yeah.
like their CGI
Yeah.
stuff.
Fucking
is
ice
shit.
spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Dinosaurs and spiders colliding and
Megalodon versus Squid.
yeah.
God damn.
5.
Fine.
Okay,
Sharknado.
but with the kids' dynamic, like the relationship, how did you or everybody
You mean their relationship with each other?
with each other, like compared to
I think.
with
Well,
both
I
and
think
the book too? I mean, I don't know how the book.
Yeah, books. Well, I mean, the things with books is you're able to do so much more detail.
Yeah.
Their backstory of how they all meet, they all get picked on Bowers, and they all find each other because of that. Bowers
Yeah.
is a complete prick.
He's a complete prick, but he
But he
was
also
the one
brought
that
the
brought
fucking
them
team
together.
together.
Yeah. He was the creator of The Losers.
Yeah, that's really good. In the miniseries, I thought that was great. I think they did a really good job with it. Honestly, I think, even though the adults had John Ritter, the dude from Night Court, fucking, what's her name, Arquette? What's her name?
Annette O'Toole.
Annette O'Toole.
Yeah.
I want to say Arquette. Even though they had them, I thought the kids were way more charismatic. Mm-hmm. They totally connected more. You know, it seemed like the adults were kind of just phoning it in. And I thought that for me as a kid, I connected with the kids. Whereas now I'm an adult, I couldn't connect with the adults in It Part 2.
No, I couldn't.
Because I couldn't be afraid of shit like that. Yeah. But if I put my head back in it, when I saw It Part 1 for the first time, I went right back to it. I was like, oh man, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. It brought me back to, like, my group of friends when I was at that age. We were so close. We were always outside, always hanging out. It was predominantly male, so sure. I was like they were like, it was me and one other chick, but she was very tomboyish, so people really didn't see her as a chick, which is terrible. She was a really good friend of mine and blah blah blah, but I really was like the token girl of the group. Yeah. But it really just brought me back to when I think of like my life, like from like 4th grade to like 7th grade, those were like the best times of my life because we played outside. We were always together. And
everybody had their fear.
And everyone had their fears.
For me, I always grew up having terrible nightmares. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Child's Play. And honestly, I got addicted to horror. And I mean, I was scared. It was so stupid. I was scared shitless of Chucky because I grew up, you got dolls. I got my Hulk Hogan doll still, the fucking little plush dude.
It's still there at your house.
But I got addicted to it. And I mean, I lived for Nightmare on Elm Street. Mm-hmm. I lived for, I wasn't really a Friday the 13th fan, but I watched. And then the same with Halloween. And I mean, from that point on, I think that's also what kind of drove me to watch this. Yeah. Because I felt like I'm ready to be scared.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought that up because that was a question that I wanted to ask like each of you guys because this is the kickoff of our Halloween marathon and your background to like when did you start watching horror movies and shit like that.
The womb?
The womb.
Is that an answer?
The womb? That's totally an answer.
Yeah. I was Rosemary's Baby.
What happened to his eyes? What did you do to his eyes?
Yeah, but I mean, my horror roots go very far back. I grew up on a lot of, they were dumb. Troll 2.
Oh, God, fucking trolls.
And then there's little hidden gems in there, like, The Gate. I fucking love Silver Bullet. You ever seen that?
That I haven't seen.
It's a Stephen King werewolf one about a paraplegic boy. Got Gary Busey, Corey Haim.
No shit.
It's great.
I want to see it now.
It's a fucking good movie. But I grew up with stuff like that, and I don't know, man. Horror movies don't scare me, but for me personally, I like being scared because it gets my mind racing, and I'm like, what would I do in this situation where like action films and shit? Nothing really gets me off anymore like that. It's only horror. Yeah. And I wish it was easier to make horror stuff because I think a lot of stuff out nowadays is poop.
Garbage.
I mean,
I feel that way with comedies now.
And comedies.
I feel that way with a lot of comedies.
I mean, American comedies have turned into dick and ball jokes, and that's it.
Right.
I just think, honestly, like when we saw it, Chapter 2.
Oh my God, the shit was pushed.
It wasn't even that though. The last movie we saw in theaters was Infinity War.
Yeah.
We do not go to movies like we used to because they're expensive as shit now going to a theater. And B, most movies are garbage now. Absolute trash.
Well, on a side note, speaking of clowns, so we went and seen Joker, and it wasn't even a special theater. It was $36 for 2 tickets.
Jesus Christ. Thank God my mom got us a gift certificate.
I know. I was hoping you didn't say movie pass.
Yeah, not a movie pass, but a gift card. Like she gave it for like my birthday. It was like $50. So I was like, okay, cool. Wow. We can see 2 movies.
$1 per year.
But Jarokk, what's your background with horror? Like, when did you start watching them? Did you like them right away?
Okay, so for me, it's the complete opposite of Ukraine.
I told you, CS.
I'm sorry, CS.
Cream rises.
The cream
rises to the top.
I'm surprised it took
you from behind.
I'm surprised it took you guys that long to bring up that shit.
Fuck, I figured he was just going to throw it in.
Well, I'm about to do it now. Thanks for reminding me.
Nothing means nothing. Yeah.
All right, so
what the hell does that mean, Macho Man?
It means nothing. It means the cream rises to the top.
He's got creamer.
When I still got cream. Opie, get your ass down before I call Elizabeth and we rain down on you with the 4 horsemen.
Okay.
I cannot
So
wait
back to the shit.
to lower
boy.
that. No, lower that down.
So for me, my first horror. So for me, honestly, I thought because I was big in action, even as a kid, I loved action, and like for me, it was Friday the 13th.
Sure.
Jason was my favorite horror. Like,
Hulking
film.
big dude. Who'd have thought?
Right. Fuck you. Well, yeah, okay, Ron, right, okay. So, yeah, Jason was my favorite. It didn't scare me. Michael Myers. It didn't scare me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay. But I drew the line at, like, Freddy Krueger. That shit scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
No, it wasn't that it was stupid.
I thought you were about to say
No.
stupid.
Don't
talk shit about Dream Warriors.
I would never... You know I would never.
Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah.
You know I would never. I love Freddy Krueger.
Patricia Arquette.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
No, dude, no, seriously. I love Freddy fucking Krueger, but I
Toothless
just, as a kid,
Her teeth.
he scared the shit out of me. It was so scary. Like, Jason didn't scare me. Michael didn't scare me. Those slashers did not scare me. Chucky scared the fuck out of me.
Not it.
Children still scare you, though.
Huh?
You like recently said anything with children.
Yeah,
scares
it's
you.
freaky as fuck.
You don't like dolls and you don't like kids.
No, and I can't stand dolls, and I blame my mother on the dolls. My mother and my grandmother. Because
know-
my house used to be, you know this, Cream, CR, CS,
C.R.
whatever the fuck.
Oh, we about to get a creamy response.
Whatever the fuck your name is. Macho Man. You're fucking... Triple H. You're fucking... my mother had a room for fucking dolls. And
Dolls
I
for days.
could not stand it. Especially because
Well,
they
those
were
are
the
ones where
dolls.
if you tilt them, they're
Yeah,
fucking
their
eyes.
eyes would... The eyelashes would move. One would move. And then the eyeball would look at you.
Like what you're doing right now
Where
with your
exactly.
face.
It's just fucking creepy. So
Well,
I couldn't
talent.
deal.
Back to what you said about being scared of, well, I don't know if you're scared of children, but another thing that started, and it kind of made me, thanks to Chucky, was Gage from the original Pet Sematary.
Yes.
That little kid scared the shit. Another Stephen King.
Yeah.
Another Stephen
Kid scared
King.
the shit out of me.
You don't want to go down that road.
Not
You
going down
certainly
that
don't.
Not
Yeah.
down that wrong. For
Yeah.
me, I hated scary movies until...
Suspiria. Say it.
No, well, hold on. Suspiria does play a huge role in this, but I think mainly because my mom was, like, when I was a kid, she was so against, like, she got so mad that I was at a friend's house. God, what was I in, like, 5th or 6th grade? They wanted to watch Child's Play.
Oh, yeah.
And this was back before, like, cell phones and shit, because,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. 70s.
70s. And my mom, I had to, like, you had to check in. You know if you ever had to do that as a kid? Like, okay, I'm checking in. I'm still alive.
Yeah,
okay,
the cups with the
Of course,
string.
we're not that young.
I'm going back outside. Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Can I get 30 minutes? 30 more minutes. She got so pissed because she just did not want me to watch anything scary.
Sure. Well, yeah, because
So-
she was going to have to deal with the repercussions.
The repercussions, but who, I mean, whatever, but still, like, when I grew up, I remember in high school, my, like, high school boyfriend would always fucking take me to horror films, and I hated them. I don't know why. I was just scared, and I'm thinking because my mom projected that on me, that horror films are scary,
I
scary
never want to
things
meet
are
your
scary.
mom again. Again.
Oh boy, we're not going down that road. But it wasn't until
A lot of history down that road.
a lot of fucking history down that road.
Gonna need more grape juice for that.
Gonna need more grape juice and fucking tranquilizers for that shit. Anyway, Bravo came out, the TV channel Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It came out with 100. Do you not know this?
Oh, no, I know Bravo.
Okay, thank you. You made me sound like really old just then.
No, you're fine.
What's that, your voice?
My voice is beautiful.
Play us that deathly air.
All right, back to it. Bravo.
Bravo
came out
had
with-
this TV
100.
show. Can I tell it?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let her
Fine.
tell it.
Holy
What-
shit.
100 most scary movie moments, and it was a TV series where they would go like back from 100 all the way down to
Wait,
1.
who was the host?
There was no host. They
I
had
thought it was Joe Bob Briggs. That's what I thought.
I don't know who that is, but well, no, the host was this like creepy chick. Like we're counting down to the most
Oh,
scary
yeah.
movie
Oh, yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
look what happens now, and this.
See, I thought it would have been Christopher.
Shit, no, that's the
Reeves?
other one. Not
No.
Reeves.
Poor guy.
No.
Do his voice. You can do it.
Fuck. Gandalf the
Dracula.
Grey.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Thank you.
That was the second one that I watched, and
He did the second.
the one that
Narrated,
the
okay.
DVD thing that I bought. But I started watching that, and they were interviewing people that were either in the movies or in the industry.
Yeah.
And just something about that show, it just made me click to
And you were like, I fucking get it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly it. Like, I fucking get it. This is really interesting. That's when I learned about, because they weren't just doing new shit. They were doing black and white movies. Like, I learned all these really amazing horror films that, God, what's the one that I really like? I have it on DVD.
Is it black and white?
Yes, The Faceless Monster.
Yeah.
I love that one. Because not only is it, like, creepy, but it also has, like, a dominatrix type of vibe to it.
Oof.
That's when I discovered Suspiria.
CR's about to come out.
Wait, what? Oh, CR.
But they have a creamy response.
CR.
But that's how I was able to get my palate,
Yeah.
like, more
Moist.
Get your palate moist with blood.
moist with blood. And then I love everything about horror films. I just find them so interesting. And I mean, I wouldn't have known all the crazy shit that I like now if it wasn't for that show.
Yeah.
And you can
Totally.
actually look it up on YouTube. They are missing like one episode, but you can see like counting down. Bug was in it.
Bug, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good
the
one.
part. And it's not even just the film. They would talk about
Is it
the
Ashley Judd?
yes,
Bug is Ashley Judd and
Michael Shannon.
Michael
Yeah.
Shannon.
And what's the? He's a singer too.
yeah.
I don't know his name.
Fuck.
Harry Connick Jr.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank
wait,
you.
is that really him?
Yeah, it really
Yes.
is.
Oh,
Harry
dude, I
Connick.
thought of Hope Floats.
It really is Harry
He
Connick.
is, and he plays this really scary character, which
He's like a badass fucking dude.
and I do have to bring it up that I did.
Harry
It
Connick.
is originally a play.
He's the bad
What
boyfriend.
is? Bug?
Bug. It's
Bug
originally
is
a play.
Originally, yeah.
And I did a scene
Whoa.
with you don't know him, but you know him, Gabe,
Oh, yeah.
You know Gaby Baby.
Gaby
Yeah.
Baby,
Yeah.
and this other
Roger. That's what I know him as.
Roger.
Yeah, from American Dad.
Oh my!
Oh, I hope he's listening! Oh,
real.
moving on!
I had to do a scene.
Why'd you
and
eat all the pecan sandy?
I got the keys, you bitch.
my teacher assigned me with two dudes to do a scene with, and they
Gabe
were
and Lewis.
Gabe and Lewis, who
Who, C.S. Lewis?
fuck they are
No.
fuck they're talented, but they were children, and I pretty much got put in to babysit them.
Oh, yeah, you were the oldest.
I was that's not shade at all. It's just fact. But I chose Bug, and I had to be scared of Lewis, who was this short Italian dude who was very like flamboyant, and he just worked out a lot, so he had like this tight body, and
What the fuck?
his voice was just, it was very high, and there was this part of the scene where he had to like pretend he was like beating me, and I had to be super scared of him, and I was just, it was the best acting I've ever done in my life. Like, I should have gotten a
I love
fucking
Lewis.
Tony Award for that shit.
Oh, I love Lewis.
Love Lewis. Oh my god. Anyway, but
So fucking tight.
Gym rat. All right. So bad.
what's that one line you always say in Bug that you repeat?
Me?
Jared,
Jared, get out.
Jared, get out.
Jared, get out.
Yeah. So back to it. Shit, my notes.
Callie, get out.
My notes. Okay, we were talking.
Well, we haven't even talked about it yet. I mean, we should start.
We haven't brought up it at all. But what did
The wine.
no, it's not the wine.
I know.
It's
Half
just
a glass?
no.
I started early.
Oh, did
Oh,
you?
my God.
No.
You probably drank barbecue sauce making those ribs.
Honey, but yeah.
Those-
Fucking honey butter.
Moving on. Go back to it.
oh, this is going great.
Yes.
Fucking leave it in.
Jesus Christ.
Uncut. $70 on Patreon for this tier.
Not Patreon.
Oh, we're doing it now.
We're doing it now.
Tonight's the
Yeah.
night.
If there-
$70 Patreon tier
Yeah,
1.
if there's a reason for us to start up a Patreon, this is it right here.
This is it.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It.
All right.
It's it.
All right. Notes.
Well, My notes are mainly on the
Well, we
second.
talked about CG.
In
And I can't wait to bring up what I want to bring up.
the
So go ahead.
the first remake, fine. It was okay.
I didn't.
I didn't have too many jeers on it. I mean, I had a little bit of cheers, but not too many jeers.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. That sounds like some 1970s shit you're throwing in here.
Probably. You're an ageist and problematic, and I am very offended.
Oh no, teacher! You're gonna tell my mom?
But I have to say, the chapter 2,
Oh,
It
wait, the new one.
The new
Yeah,
one.
Okay, yeah.
it was just goofy as shit.
It was.
Oh man, I'll tell you what took me out of it immediately, which was an iconic scene, the dinner scene.
That's what I wanted to bring up because I didn't tell you this when you and I were talking about this, but I'll tell you now because I wanted to save it for this. I fell asleep right after because
That's what Chinese food does.
Well, yeah, but not the Chinese food.
Carbs, baby.
It wasn't their fault. It was the fucking because going back to the beginning of this episode, I found the scariest scene for me as a kid in the miniseries was the dinner scene.
Yeah,
In
when
the
it opened up,
original.
it was like
When
fucking
they
crabs.
opened up the fortune cookie and the blood spit all over a
Hermit
bed.
crab ear thing.
Yeah, that fucking baby bird was like choking and sitting there,
Also,
just
big
laying
delicacy
there.
in Asia.
Right. All of these things. And in this one, they fucking just start popping.
Yeah, it's
in
like
the,
a crab rangoon bat.
Yeah, it
Oh.
just like a thing came out.
God.
A baby that was like a caterpillar mixed.
But also, like,
and it all just looked like shit. A little
was
slug thing.
It was terrible.
Like, it just looked like shit.
A bat wing?
Yeah, the CGI was horrible. And I literally was sitting there going, this scared the shit out of me in the fucking miniseries. And I'm sitting here literally, I can't even laugh. I'm so offended at watching this.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. And then it took me so out of it that after that scene when they go to the Barrens, I literally just fucking fell asleep during the film.
Yeah.
I was like...
You did.
I did. I fell asleep. And I was like...
Which isn't, it's so not a theme in your life.
Well...
Falling asleep in movies.
Well...
Jesus.
Well...
Go watch Fast and Furious for Mr. Too Slow, Too Curious. Pass out.
When I was a kid, I was a working man, and I had to wake up early.
What the fuck's that got to do with movie day?
That means that I would wake up earlier than the fucking normal dude and would go to the movie where it's dark, it's cold, it feels great, and it's a great place to take a fucking nap.
And
You
now
talk
you
about a cave.
Now you can recline. So.
And now you can recline.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fell a fucking
You should
sleep.
not recline.
But anywho, the movie was that bit was shit.
Yep.
So anywho, I fall asleep during that, but it's okay because I was able to go back and rewatch any fucking who. So I rewatched what I missed. I still wasn't fucking a fan of it.
Yeah.
The only thing, and I will say this, in CS, you're gonna be able to say this shit.
Mm.
I did notice in the first part 1 and in part 2, part 1 had a Lego turtle.
Yeah.
Okay. Part 2 had the turtle on the desk in the thing. What in the book had to do with that fucking turtle?
Maturin the turtle, if I can remember correctly from the Dark Tower, he is the creator, I don't know if it's the creator of life or he's the creator of the pillars that then created life. But he's like one of the gods below, like the ultimate god. Pretty much.
So he's like a guardian of the tower or some shit.
I don't know if he's a guardian just because he's a turtle. You know.
So his defense has got to be at 15 feet.
If he goes to war, he's going to get shell shocked.
Slow and
I'll
steady
see
wins
my
the
way out.
race.
No, but I mean, he creates life, and Pennywise is the devourer of life. So they were a balance, And in the book, if it wasn't for Maturin, Bill wouldn't have been able to beat him as a kid because he taught him how to do the psychic battle, the battle of wits.
As a kid.
Oh, shit.
As a child, yeah. So Bill took
Maturin,
him on.
Maturin found Bill as a child and told him how to beat Pennywise?
Yeah. I mean, well, he didn't find him, but they found each other in a special way. But yeah, and then, he tells him that it's like a Himalayan thing. It's like a duel. It's a battle of the wits. So Bill and Pennywise bite each other's tongues.
Jesus.
I think literally and probably figuratively. And they have a battle of wits. And Bill keeps repeating, I slammed my... What the fuck is it?
I
slammed my fist against the post. so that way I
It insists I see the ghost or some shit.
Something with the ghost.
So and he teaches him that, and he's able to defeat Pennywise and pretty much,
So he teaches him that poem.
No,
Maturin
that
teaches
is
him.
Bill's weapon. Is that poem?
Oh,
Okay.
but that was
His dad taught him that so that way he can get rid of his speech impediment.
Right.
Yeah,
That was his strength,
stutter.
and so he did that to overcome his fear, which overcame Pennywise.
And Stan tried doing that shit in the miniseries by saying whatever the fuck he was saying, and also by grabbing his fucking ear, right?
Yeah, he got toasted.
Such a
Well, yeah.
Very, that was
But
his
Eddie,
take.
if it wasn't for Eddie attacking and Beverly also hitting, because the kids believed the silver was a weapon because
Right.
of old monster movies. I mean, silver, werewolves and shit, when those stories first came out, that was the weapon. And so they believed that because they were kids. So that's why it hurt Pennywise. She takes the shot with the fucking slingshot.
It was meant to be Bev.
Yeah, and it knocks a
Meant to be big.
knocks
God,
a
that fucking line.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was like it was meant to be bad, remember?
R.I.P.
We all shot.
Fucking R.I.P. John Ritter, but that line
I know.
was super cheese.
It was like it was meant to be bad.
Remember guys, when we were there, down there?
I remember.
But the silver, that's like a werewolf thing. Like, that's how you kill
Yeah, and that was...
werewolves.
They believed that as
Yeah.
children that was going to hurt a monster. So that's why they shot, and it fucking did. It knocked a chunk out of his dome, and you got to see the deadlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then same with Eddie, he believed that his
Inhaler.
respirator was a fucking battery acid. And all that helped Bill beat him in the Battle of Wits. And then when he grows up, Bill can't do it
Remember.
alone.
Yeah.
He can't, because he goes to go see Maturin, and Maturin's dead. And I think, if I can remember correctly, he's missing a chunk of him, so something was eating him.
So Maturin died because how? Was he like, did he
Don't know.
choke
I
on
don't-
eating something?
No,
or what?
I don't know. I don't know if it was in a Dark Tower book or what, or if they even say it. But when Bill goes back to see him, he's dead, and Pennywise taunts him that he's truly not going to win this time. Like he's got nobody.
Goddamn.
So it seems like we're going to chapter 2. I really do want to talk about the opening scene. I find it...
Oh, that was the book too.
I find it was just so problematic to me that was my question. That was in the book, that the couple and the gay bashing.
The gay guy gets gay bashed, and then
Oh
he
my
gets
God.
bashed over a bridge.
So that was
It
in the
was-
book in the 80s.
Yeah.
I guess, not that it makes me feel better about it, just because it was already there. It wasn't just something the movie came up with. That was just too long for me, and just very, there was no, it's horrible to say,
Well,
but,
it played on other people's fears. That was the point.
but there was no payoff. Like, especially when it comes to, Richie's storyline and how he's, him.
Well, they put that in there just for the movie. He's not like that in the book.
Well, he's not that in the
They
miniseries.
just made it up.
That's
it's
what
not
I
that
was
I-
thinking too. They just
for
added
me, it
that
felt
for-
like Hollywood was checking off a box.
But they did it half-assed.
They did.
Yeah,
I
they were
think-
just checking a box.
They were checking a box
And
that
then they're like, oh, he had a crush on him the whole time.
They
How
didn't-
would you have known that?
you didn't know it.
You had
in
one
the first
flashback
movie,
of him getting picked on where he's wanting to play with a kid in an arcade and somehow that makes him
and
gay.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's gay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
stupid.
just not.
Yeah, it was them checking a box.
I
But the
wouldn't-
beginning was brutal.
The beginning was fucking
I mean,
brutal.
they beat the shit out of it, and I'm glad they showed it because that's people's fears nowadays.
It is, yeah.
They kind of, they did modernize it. It does take place now.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was the exact same in the book, too. He got the shit beat out of him, dropped in the river, and then Pennywise helps him out and eats his armpit.
I did like that line though. Meg Ryan called. She wants her wig back.
Oh,
That
my
was
God.
fucking.
I thought that was
Meg Ryan
that was
called.
great.
Yeah. You better
But
hope that was not in the Battle of the Wits.
I don't know, but and that fucking kid with the herpes around his mouth.
Uh-huh. Hey, it's natural.
I don't care.
People get it.
Fine, but it's
It's
not even just no. It's not even just like the character alone is just someone that I can imagine encountering now.
Yeah.
where I am, and it's just terrible. But I don't know. I didn't like it. I think they could have either condensed it or make it somehow pay off in the end. Where if they're gonna go Bill Hader, Richie being gay, at least give him a moment where
Yeah, all I
he
did was cry out in front of a house. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Like
He's still in there. He's dead, bro.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, they were making it seem like he had a thing for Eddie. Is that what that was, or what?
Yeah,
Well, that's in the
all
end.
along, yeah.
The R plus
He
E.
loved-
He was in love with
he
Eddie.
loved Eddie.
But
Yeah.
they didn't
I fucking
show...
didn't even get that.
Well, you were asleep.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I didn't even get that in the fucking first
But
film.
they
It's not in the first
It's not in the
Exactly,
first
because
film.
they added it for this shit. So it's
Check
like,
the
hang
box.
on.
they checked a box.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which I didn't mind. Like, even if, like, it would have been better if they showed at least a glimpse. But the character Richie, I mean, he just picked on everybody. And
Yeah, he was the mouth. He was trash mouth.
He was trash mouth, yeah, exactly.
And that's what made him gold.
But what did you think of James McAvoy as
I thought it was
Billy?
weird casting. I was pumped because he's a fucking killer actor, but they didn't use him as the lead. Like,
No.
They
nobody-
did the same fucking thing in the miniseries. though.
Exactly, and I said that to you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I
you
said
very
it-
much did.
I did in the
Because Bill is he's the leader of the losers, and in the movie it feels like it's almost
Ben, did you feel like Ben? Because I kind of felt a
not
Ben.
even Ben, but really Richie.
yeah.
I mean, at every turn he was doing, he killed Henry Bowers.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one who, fucked up Pennywise. I don't know. It was weird. There was like there was really no leader. It was just everybody's a loser and we're all on the same page, which that's not.
Yeah,
that
what's
wasn't it.
the actor's name? Richard Thomas. He just didn't scream leading man to me.
Who's that?
Bill Denver. He was Bill in
he
the,
was
the original.
the adult Bill
I
in the.
think he was pretty big. I think at that time for doing movies.
I don't know.
I've only seen like 2 other films.
I've only seen him in a couple of things, and it was the main thing. It was the main thing that I saw him in, and he's been in like other things, like The Blacklist, I think, and like other things, but either just like one episodes.
Well, and before Chapter 2 came out, when they were announcing the cast, and they had interviewed the kids about who they want to see come in and play them.
I remember that, but I don't remember what they said that they.
Well, fucking
like.
Sophia Lillis, who plays Beverly, she said, what's her name? Jessica Chastain?
She said Jessica Chastain?
Yeah.
Because I feel like people were rooting for, like, Amy Adams.
Well, she said Amy Adams or Jessica Chastain.
Okay. Which I think
And
Amy...
they got Jessica Chastain.
I think, well, maybe there could have been a conflict because I think Amy Adams would have been just a better choice in my opinion. Not that Jessica Chastain is a bad actress; she's great.
I just can't see Amy Adams in a horror movie. That's my thing.
Okay, I could, but I just
I-
feel like, well, look-wise, Amy Adams looks. More
I wasn't
like,
a big fan of Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, you really didn't like her.
Yeah, I mean, she was
that
okay.
much.
Same with McAvoy, though. He was just okay. They didn't give
See,
him enough to
and,
do.
and I will say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean this. And I did not think that I would mean. I thought, honestly, the person that stuck out the most to me that I really enjoyed was Jay Ryan, was Ben
Oh, he was terrific.
in the new one.
Yeah,
The guy that
Australian Taylor Lautner.
yeah. I thought that he kind of blew it away from me, and
He
I
really
was
took
like,
charge.
yeah,
He
and I
he
was
what
like,
Ben was supposed to.
and
be.
I didn't think I was gonna like him because he was in that Beauty and the Beast show. Like he's that handsome fucking.
I think for me it was. I mean, Isaiah Mustafa did okay as Mike.
He did.
I felt his acting was really weird. Like when he had to be scared, it wasn't very believable. I thought the guy who played Bowers was shit.
He was shit, but he looked
He
correct.
looked just like that fucking kid.
He
though.
looked cracked, but it wasn't like I'm scared of you. It's like just take a shower, chill out.
He looked like that fucking kid, and that was something.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That
they really.
Nicholas, what's his name? Nick Hamilton, I think is his name.
I think I don't know.
Killer Henry Bowers.
Really good. And he's in, well, you were watching the
Yeah, that Dark Tower.
Dark
shit.
Tower. He was in the Dark Tower.
Oh, the new one.
Like
Yeah.
briefly. He was in there
I
for a minute.
can't.
I think he also played a bully too.
He was
But
a bully,
with
yeah.
the actor that played Mike in the remake of It,
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
The adult, yeah.
I was totally distracted by his forehead.
Yeah.
Was that on purpose or is that just his face?
No, it's face.
So in the '90s with Tim Raid.
Yeah,
was
he's
it?
great.
Yeah, he's
Oh my
phenomenal.
God.
Yeah.
He had that grayness,
Yeah.
and he even says he's all like, "Don't let my, I know I look old because I didn't leave this town. I'm stressed out to shit."
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
he-
like
he
with
had a
Mike,
reason.
with Isaiah as Mike, it was like, okay, what the fuck? Your head, your forehead is what makes you old.
I mean, maybe that was
your
just me
lines.
being.
No, because
Like-
I got it too. Because
Okay.
Mike is supposed to be
They made
because
it-
he stayed in the town, right? If
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong,
No, he
but he
stayed.
stayed in the town, so that made him more stressed. So he fucking aged quicker than everybody
But
else.
also, he was way more mature.
right.
Where
Yeah.
Isaiah was like one panic attack away from just being done.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I don't know. I'm sure we're going to cover it later, but there's so many things I didn't like about how they changed Mike. Loved him in part 1, though. My God. And I love that they did the burning building.
The kid?
Oh, my God. I'm so happy they did that.
Oh, in the chapter 2?
No,
in 1.
When he
with
had
the kid.
Okay.
When he had that little vision in the alley, right?
Yeah, the
Yes.
door.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the doors, the family coming out.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they brought that back.
Well, I don't know if you remember in The Shining, Ed Halloran, the chef, the one who also has the shine, who teaches Danny.
Do you want some ice cream, Danny?
He was the cook there, and he had a shine that said this place is going to burn, and he left, and then it burned.
Shit.
And he went to the Overlook, and then The Shining.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Stephen King's right.
So he
My
was
God.
a cook at that place where Mike's parents died and left, went to the hotel.
Yeah, to the
right?
Overlook,
That's what
yeah.
you're saying? No shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
Shine,
that's
yeah.
what I love about Stephen King. We were talking about this, Callie, you and I.
Yeah.
We were talking about. I love that about him because he intertwines his books. He
Almost every one of them are connected in some way.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that was awesome.
And it's something I look for as a reader. Like when you're going, like there even some of the books that you wouldn't think, like oh my God, what's the name of it? Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
She has a dream of I think it's a woman who is doing her laundry outside on a clothesline, and she can see the woman, and the woman sees her. Well, in another book, which I think is Rose Madder, a woman is doing her fucking laundry on the line, and she sees a woman chained up to a bed, and it's those two together, and they're in two different books.
Jeez.
Two books that you wouldn't think would have any connection, and bam, there it is.
I remember seeing the Netflix movie.
I still haven't seen that.
Gerald's
You
Game.
haven't? It wasn't bad.
It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't bad.
I love Carla.
It was actually pretty good.
I wonder if both of you noticed this, but the actress who played Eddie's wife also played his mom.
No shit.
He married his fucking mom.
No,
Well, they show her very briefly, but I noticed when I saw it the second time, like, shit, she looks really fucking familiar. Is that the actress that played his mom? It totally is. And I think that's perfect for his character because he was such a mama's boy that of course he would marry a
somebody
replica
like his mom.
of his fucking mom.
Speaking of spouses, to continue the talk, they didn't do anything with Bill's wife.
They did
No!
not.
They didn't do anything
They
with
did not
Beverly's
bring
husband.
her.
I
No.
was so disappointed.
Because Tom, in the book, correct me if I'm wrong, he was the one that kidnapped Bev in the book, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not Bev, I'm sorry.
I know who Audra.
Audra. He was the one that kidnapped Audra, and then he died because he went into shock.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
When he saw the
I don't know if
lights.
it's- is it-
When
Yeah,
Pennywise
yeah.
when Pennywise did the lights on Audra, Tom was watching the lights, but he went into, instead of being entranced, he pretty much went into like catatonic.
Yeah, and I think
he
she
died.
Yeah, she goes into like a half-assed state of, even though she gets almost the full effect. I mean, she is not responding. You know, that's why he has to give her a ride on Silver. To bring her back out.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that the wife wasn't.
And the movie was
included.
long as shit. You
It
could have done
was.
something.
Dude, it was.
I mean, they did so much
We didn't
lovey-dovey,
realize.
like triangle, circle, jerking around,
Yeah.
romance that really nobody cared about. Everyone knew she was going to end up with Ben because Ben's a stud. Got the 8-pack, fucking billionaire.
Like, glow up. Like, full on.
He's a beast.
And McAvoy's got a speech impediment. And I mean,
Well, also, like, with McAvoy, because he did so well in Split, I can't see him in anything else. Like, all of his voice,
I
like,
felt
his
like that,
voice,
too.
I kept hearing some of his characters from Split.
I did too.
yeah, I guess in the stutter.
I heard the
it could've
little
been, like,
kid during
Hedwig.
the stutter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him.
And there was even one, like, God, I probably wrote it down in my notes somewhere, but I'm not going to, like, flip through my pages. But there's a moment where he said something in the movie, but also in Split when he plays the kid. Are you fibbing right now?
Yeah.
Are you fibbing?
Like, are you fibbing?
We got a window in my room.
Yeah, it just... I'll probably find it at some point. But I thought that the actor that played Beverly's husband was great.
Because, beat the shit out of
Because
her.
I forgot that he was abusive.
Yeah, it just came out of the blue, and you're like, oh, and then he takes his belt off.
Yeah, he was just so like, hey, you don't have to explain yourself. You're fine.
Just go. But.
I
was waiting for it to kick on, and I was like, is this another change?
I just completely,
Is this another
I
change?
She was
Oh.
serious, and she was awful. She was like, "Yeah, I just have to go to. Hey, you don't have to explain yourself to me."
Fucking dude.
But who the fuck is Mike?
Yeah, but that is, I just thought that was a really
You're a liar.
good display of abusive relationships where it switches so fast that
And just like with
you don't know.
just like with Eddie marrying his mom.
Yeah.
I think
she married her dad.
Oh, dude, totally.
That's a common theme.
Her dad did so well at being like
the
abusive father, but also the fucking creep.
Yeah.
The scene, like, I
When
know
he like
you were
sprays
asleep.
her with the perfume, and then he like, gets a whiff and hugs her, and you can just tell she's like,
I'm losing you, baby.
Yeah.
"That's my dad."
Yeah, and even that moment where it's like a flashback where he's like asleep on the couch and she puts the blanket over him. It's like, oh my god.
I already said in the victim mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I really did like that the actors they really did study the first movie and added the tics that the young kids did.
Well, yeah, I mean, the one thing of McAvoy's character, and and he's got a Scottish accent, but he did really well with getting, I think his name's Jaden Schwartz or something like that, getting his speech down.
Yes.
Because he would randomly, I could see it sometimes, and then sometimes it would break back to McAvoy, and I'm like, fuck. But he did great.
Okay, Bill Hader as Richie.
Terrific. Great casting.
I thought so too. However, I wish, and it's not Bill Hader's fault.
No.
He was perfectly casted. I think everyone was hoping that would happen, that he would.
Yeah, because there was nobody.
There's nobody else.
No, not in this day. What are you going to get? Seth Rogen?
No. Oh God. Yeah.
Dick and ball jokes.
What did you think, Jarokk?
I liked Bill Hader. I will say that I did think that part 2, and again, for our contemplators, you know this, I can't stand push comedy. And for me, Bill Hader and Eddie, as adults, mind you, as kids, it worked.
Oh,
it
so
worked
well.
like a motherfucker. But as adults, Bill Hader and Eddie, it did not work for me. I could not do it. It was so fucking push. It was almost a nudge and a wink. And I just could not deal. Like, when they brought back the door, the scariest or the whatever the fuck the doors were.
Not so scary, very
right,
scary.
when they did that shit for me was like, what the fuck? Why?
Well, here's what I think. And, well, first of all, when they went back to flashbacks, Kid Eddie was a little more of an asshole than he was in the first movie.
Wildly.
It was it was a completely different actor. That was strange for me. I don't know if he was just trying to match the adult character. It was just too much. But with Bill Hader and the pushiness, I wouldn't have seen that if, like we talked about the CGI earlier.
Yeah.
It was just so goofy that, of course, some of the Bill Hader stuff might seem pushed because there were barely any real scary moments in this remake.
That Paul Bunyan fucking
the
thing.
Paul Bunyan, the old lady
That's
with
from the book.
That's from the book.
Afraid of Paul Bunyan.
Which is fine, but.
Yeah, but the CGI was garbage.
The CGI was terrible. Trash. And the old lady, just her being the old lady and twerking around
and the
was scary.
Of her creeping around corners.
Yeah.
You don't like push comedy. I don't like push horror.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't
shit like that bothers me where, you start altering the old lady's voice to make her sound like a monster. And she's just this tall.
And she comes out of this.
She's literally just a gangly, looks like
tree.
She's a burnt worm.
Yeah, she just looks like a
tits.
tree. Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
And it just, when she came out, I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm so over the fucking
But I will tell you
silliness.
one thing. While Beverly was in there, I love this scene. The flashback of her father.
Yeah.
Father.
Putting on the clown makeup and then clawing his face.
That was amazing.
I
They
thought that
could
was
have
so
done that.
cool.
They could have done that on its own without they could have cut the old woman and just brought that shit out. That was creepy as shit.
I thought it was great.
Good Skarsgård acting and performing and shit. Fuck, that was great. In the book, does Bev know how everyone dies?
I don't remember that.
I don't think they mention it in the series.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh, and also the whole Indian tribe thing.
Yeah,
what was that about?
They don't have that, but there's a mini hint of it. That's where they get the biting of the tongue, battle of wits thing. It's from the Himalayan people.
You were bringing up Maturin.
Yeah.
So Maturin told the Indians.
Yeah.
Or he told Bill.
Okay.
He told both of them. So the Indians did try it in the book and failed.
I don't know if they did it to it, but
They
it
did
was
it to something else.
it was something they did as a tribal thing.
Yeah.
They would the shamans would bite each other's tongues and have
I did find my note. When James McAvoy says,
Chud.
"You drugged me," that sound like, "Are you fibbing?"
Are you fibbing?
I don't know.
You judge me?
Yeah, it was very
me?
like the kid that was into
Take off all your
Kanye
clothes.
West.
Well, you want to dance? I like to dance.
And the clubhouse, is a clubhouse in the book? Because they didn't build a clubhouse in the series, but it wasn't even like a clubhouse. It was a fucking underground bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was strange.
Well, I just didn't like how it looked in the movie. I thought it looked like a set crew built that.
Yeah,
At
like
some
there's
fucking-
no way fucking Ben
at
did
some
that shit
little-
all by
no
himself.
offense, there was a
Oh,
little
Ben,
dummy
he's a
kid
fucking,
that
he's a
built it.
fucking...
I'm an architect.
And here's where I can see where you, Jarokk, would think that Bill Hader is pushing. Like, Bill Hader kind of became the audience where he started making the film aware of itself.
Yes.
Because he did the it voice, and he did the whole...
The dance.
Time to float. It's like, remember, we were down there, and he did the dancing.
Well, and they did that again when they talked about your books have shitty endings.
Yeah.
Because I've said that, and I mean, my wife can attest. I said that
Fuck,
way
I can
before,
attest.
way before this fucking movie came out, way before a lot of these things have come out. I don't like Stephen King's endings. I didn't like the ending in The Shining. I didn't like the ending in It. It just...
The Mist.
Yeah, where they just drive off.
Well, he
Yeah,
even
nothing.
That's
said
the book.
when the movie came out, he was like, fuck, I wish I'd thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, goddamn, the Mist movie is so good.
It is good.
I mean, Frank Darabont murdered that ending.
Yeah, he did.
But really, only a couple. There's only a couple books, and there's only a couple short stories that I really like the endings to. And I liked Cujo, and I love Salem's Lot. I think Salem's Lot has one of the best fucking endings for any of his books. And I know you haven't read it, but you need to.
Well, even like Stephen King had a cameo, and he said, "Yeah, but your endings suck." Like he was so
Yeah,
just
he was
projecting on what people.
But that's a
say
modern
about him.
thing. There's always these fourth wall breaking things in modern film.
Films
hate it.
becoming aware of itself, and even TV shows are like that too now. And it's we got it. We already do it on our own. You don't have to.
It works for Deadpool, not anything else.
Right.
Well,
That's the way I look at it.
it's like people are trying to. Because Deadpool was so brilliant, and I mean, it was the highest-grossing film probably still ever. Yeah. They thought we need to do that.
We need to do the fourth wall break.
We need to do the fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Fourth wall
breaking. The comedy in
Deadpool
was not even pushed as it is.
No, they said Ryan
this,
Reynolds go talk.
Right, as it is in this shit. Like Ryan Reynolds is so fucking himself and does not push comedy, and that just goes to show that's a fucking comedian and that is a fucking actor.
I think, well, and also, to give Bill a little credit, Eddie and Richie in the part one stole the whole film. I mean,
they did.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Their back and forth banter was great. And
those kids were amazing.
And I think when Andy made this and wrote it with his wife, I think the audience just really wanted more of that, or that's what they interpreted. Which that's why I kind of didn't like Eddie as an adult. I liked him being spastic, but I didn't like how he was almost matching Richie. Like
Thank you.
The
yes.
dude's a trash mouth.
Like
that was the point, and you're topping him in half the conversation.
If you weren't going to say that's what I was thinking. Like he pretty much did kind of match.
Yeah. And the others,
Richie
he was
with
he
the
was
comebacks.
a punching bag. He was a verbal punching.
He was a verbal punching bag,
but also that's how the kid played him in the first one.
Yeah.
So I can attest, that we didn't like a lot of the adult actors, but to give them credit, they had to play a new character, but also imitate kids and bring something fresh, which I know is tough, but
it wasn't even that I hated the adult actors, though. But when I look back, I am completely different from when I was a fucking kid. You know what I mean?
I can attest to that. You're better at this.
I am not that much. I'm not much different, but I'm not the fucking same. So at the same time, it's like, yeah, dude, you're just playing off of. That's where I can say with the miniseries, you got it fucking right. Yeah. They changed themselves as adults because of, number one, they forgot how they fucking were as kids. Number two, you're going to change your ways because that's how you were then. It was a horrible situation. Again, the forgetfulness. Yeah. But in the fucking part 2 of the remake,
they were kind of the same.
They were they were playing off of the actor of the kids, of the actor kids. Yeah. They were doing the same fucking shit, and it was just like, oh yeah, well we forgot. You didn't forget to be the asshole you were. Yeah. You didn't forget that. So again, that can be for me a writer fucking thing, and not a Bill Hader. Like I'm not bashing Bill, and I'm not bashing the guy that played Eddie. No. I thought that they were funny. I thought the comedy was fucking pushed.
James James Ransone.
Like I really did, and that's not their fault. It's
The actor
I
that
guess
played
I can
Eddie.
go ahead and say that's the fucking writing.
Yeah, and also, like, I'm glad that you brought up Deadpool, because there's that moment when Eddie goes back to his, like, flashback of his mom being captured, and it's a hypochondriac's nightmare.
Right.
And he gets vomited on, and then that song plays, I'm your angel.
in the morning.
And they played that song for like a split second. It was funny,
Yeah.
but not in the context of the movie.
But see, that's where it kills the horror.
It kills the horror.
And it was the same with Freddy Krueger, where Dream Warriors, in my opinion, was the last good fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
1 and 3 for me. Because while he did make jokes, with the girl who, has the drug problem and he sticks her with the needles, he kills her and he goes, oh, what a rush. You kind of laugh at that, but it's still some harsh ass shit to say.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's like jokey, funny, and then it lost the horror.
It did. That's the thing. Like, I was
And I
hoping.
didn't want that with it. That's why I was so fucking excited when they were like, we're making a new one. And then the
Yeah.
trailer came out, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this might be
It.
This could be the fucking Pennywise, because the way they pitched it, and I know it's Hollywood trailers, when they were in the garage watching the film, and, mom was changing into Pennywise, I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And then they showed a couple more scenes, and I remember pausing on one specific part when Eddie's running, and you could barely see the leper in the background. That's huge in the book.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I mean, for me, I was like, dude, they're gonna fucking do this right. And I loved part 1, but
Yeah.
and that again goes back to what I said earlier, where I can connect with them being scared as kids.
Yeah.
Where part 2, I was really hoping for a horror movie, and what I got was just, these kids are kids again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
As
aren't.
adults.
Yeah, they aren't adults. And the thing is, like, Pennywise, like, he again with them, he changed his tactic. Like,
Yeah.
he tried to scare them like he did with kids, but he also became more of a bully and started pushing at their insecurities.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to kiss the fat boy,
Yeah.
or like it
Oh,
was
you're
just.
gay, Richie.
Yeah, you're
You
dirty.
know.
He called it his dirty little secret. Like,
Yeah.
and it sounded like he was singing, "You're dirty." Like, it sounded like he was saying, "We Are the Champions" from
Yeah.
Queen. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but
Yeah.
I think the one fear that I really liked was Bill's letting another kid die on his watch.
Yeah.
oh my god! And I even wrote that
I thought that was
That was-
really the only fear
that
where I was
was-
like, fuck.
that was
Because they
terrifying.
tried to do it with Bev.
Yeah,
I didn't connect. They brought the dad thing back. It was a good scene. But it's her as a kid.
yes,
It's not her, Jessica Chastain as an adult.
Yeah.
it's not.
I couldn't really connect to anything else. The Paul Bunyan thing, it's kind of silly, scary in the book. Movie, I don't think did it justice. It was just fucking out
Well,
there.
they didn't bring up the Paul Bunyan thing in the first one.
Yeah. How
Oh,
the
they
fuck-
kind of.
Did
I think
they?
they hint
I
at
don't
it because if I can remember correctly, he was at the fair, and he looks up at it, and he just kind of sits there and stares at it, and that's when it's like, I thought it was just an Easter egg for people who read the book,
Oh.
when in reality he's afraid.
One thing that's kind of off the topic, but another thing with Eddie matching Richie, like the whole when Bowers comes back and stabs him in the cheek.
In the fucking face.
And he's
In the-
talking
he's just
perfectly
like-
fine.
But it was just so.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, so kind. Why would you do that, man? Like, oh my
Like
god.
Again, push comedy. Push fucking comedy.
I thought of
Yeah.
Scream, like, you cut me too deep, I think I'm dying here,
But see,
man.
that was
My
good.
mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me.
Then Eddie also says, cut the fucking mullet, man. Like,
Yeah.
again, self-awareness.
I don't know. There was a lot of stuff like that.
Fucking 20s.
And also
2019.
when Mike takes on Bowers, holy shit, Mike is strong. Because he just pile drive. I don't know wrestling.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, that's what
Has he been hitting
he
the
was
gym?
he was the biggest kid growing up, and that's
Was he?
why I think they kind of did it good in the first one, where he overpowers Bowers and he hits him with the fucking rock and knocks him into the well.
Yeah.
When they were going down
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
And I think even Isaiah Mustafa said something like that in one of the behind the scenes things. I was devouring this movie before it came out. I watched all that shit.
Yeah.
And he said, Mike was able to overcome his fear of Bowers in that well, not overcome his fear, but he was able to face it, and he was strong, so he knew that, and he was able to knock the fuck out of that kid and throw him in the well.
Nice. Well, also, like, Mike's character had, like, he did, like, labor as a kid, so of course, it makes sense that he would be super fucking strong.
But he did go into the hospital. Like, he was not down in the sewer in the book nor in fucking the miniseries.
Yeah,
right.
Right?
Yeah, because I think Bowers stabs him.
Yeah, he does get hurt and he goes to the hospital.
Yes.
That in the miniseries got it right with the book.
Yeah.
This one did not.
No, they
Part
didn't.
2.
Yeah.
And then Richie just hatchets his dumb.
Well, Bill Hader is the one, or Richie, whatever, he's the one that kills Bowers, and I just hate the line just because I think it's just so horrible. Bowers says, like your parents gonna burn just like fried fucking stab.
Yeah.
Like, you were gonna fucking say chicken, you racist piece of shit. I'm glad you're dead.
And we can go back to the fucking first part 1. Like, Bowers was a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He was a racist. The question is, and let me go back to part 1, because I was telling you this, Callie, I liked Bowers in his dad's moment.
Oh,
in the first movie.
Oh, where he's doing the scare tactic with him?
Yes.
Pretty much proving he's a piece of shit.
I fucking loved his dad when he was shooting at, what was he shooting at, a cat?
He made the kid go out. Oh,
He made Belch
Yeah.
or whoever go out and he was shooting something,
And they
and
found
Belch
a
was
cat.
standing there or something, yeah. And then the dad comes out and fucking takes the gun from Henry.
Yep.
And is all like, and he fucking shoots at Henry's feet or whatever, and he's like, "You see that there, boys? That's real fear," or some shit. And it goes, and it was the same thing in the beginning of part 1, because when Henry was picking on the Losers Club, and his dad fucking steps up, takes his glasses off, and just stares at Henry, and is like, "Fucking knock that shit off right now,
you're
otherwise
embarrassing me."
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking beat your ass when we get home."
He's gonna get beaten regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, did you teach your kid to be a bully?
Well, I
and
think-
is he doing that because that's how you treat him, or are you really trying to fucking keep your kid from being a bully?
Well, that's the
Yeah,
question.
that's the fight, yeah.
Like with evil, is it natural or is it created by an
I think really both.
both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, you just want to see shit get fucked up.
Well, yeah. When you think of like the Dark Knight, some people just want to watch the world burn.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
totally. But the other thing with Bowers, in the book, that I can't remember if they do it in the miniseries. It's been a while since I've read the book and the miniseries, so I probably got some shit wrong. But he kills Mike's dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he poisons him, and then I think
I don't think that happens in any of the movie ones.
kills Mike's dog.
Another thing, well, I mean, we haven't really talked too much about Stan because he's not really in the movie that much.
Yeah.
But I thought the casting was really
Yeah,
good
I mean, I
because
looked at him and I was like,
that's fucking Stan.
That's Stan.
Yeah.
That's Wyatt.
But I got like a sense, like, because this time Stan was in the fridge all contorted in chapter 2.
Yeah,
That was-
again that fucking stupid head thing.
They pulled
Like
a thing.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like the Thing, and it just looked like
It was stupid.
it looked like the Asian restaurant from earlier.
Yeah, it was just. It's just the Thing
Yeah,
was more scary using bubble gum and fucking prosthetics
yeah.
than
Puppeteering goes a long way.
Like, oh my god, like we were
That's why I just-
talking about it early. It's just
CG's that's cheaper, isn't it, than puppeteering?
I'm hoping that's it, because there's no way that people actually think that looks better.
It's either cheaper or it's faster. I can't remember.
Cheaper,
which.
faster, probably. I can agree on that. It's probably faster, but if you're
Yeah, I don't
gonna
know if it's cheaper,
if you're gonna go for it, then fucking make it look
And if
right.
you want your film to be fucking quality, just like what's the fucking horror movie, The Void, on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah,
So little independent film.
you recommended that to us.
Oh my god, I love that. I love anything that's similar to Lovecraft, and that's so The Void. That movie was fucking scary because of the puppeteering and everything. They went it felt like The Thing. It felt like that felt scary to me. Where if I watch something with CGI, I think it looks like shit because I know as a viewer in 10 years this is going to look like trash. This is going to look like shit.
Yeah, and I wonder I was thinking about this earlier. Do you think because that's what we grew up with, and now, let's say it becomes something else, like generations from now, like kids, like they probably think that CGI is amazing, and then when they grow up, let's say something else comes about, that they're going to be like, fuck.
I don't know, because the thing
garbage.
with me, and I'm sure there are other people that are like this, but I'm sure there are a lot that are not, probably more so. When I go see a film, and if I want to, if it's a horror movie, I put myself in that film.
Yeah.
I'm like, what would I fucking do? And I don't base it off of how scary the CGI and shit is. I base it off the film. But, that stuff helps. Where, The Thing, I mean, talk about a goddamn good movie. Ugh.
84 82.
Yeah, the new one was okay. I mean, they did some puppeteering, but that also was CGI as well. And it was an okay remake for what it was.
Well,
not even a remake. It's a fucking prequel.
The 2011 one fucked me with... I hate when things, like, merge together. Like humans.
Oh yeah.
In End of Days, when the devil did it with the mom and the daughter, that fucking still makes my spine crawl.
Okay, so the part when Ben and Bev have their little...
The blood and dirt thing?
The blood and dirt thing. Well, I thought, like...
It was okay.
It was okay. I liked when they merged.
It was good for the romance aspect.
For the romance aspect. I like when
Winter fire!
Your hair is winter fire. Yes, we fucking know the poem. Just stop it already.
I'll tell you what, though, I love that poem. I do.
Cool. Great.
January.
But they say it too much.
Yeah.
But I liked when Bev kicks the door down and like she's the one that fucking saves him. Yeah. Love that. Modernized. Sorry, but women fucking
strong, independent woman.
It's you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Bev.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Bev. Let's see. When it becomes the spider, what did you think? Comparing to the spider in the... Did he become a spider in the book?
I'll tell you in chapter 2, I didn't like what they did.
Well, they bully him to death.
Well, no, I didn't
We'll get to that.
Well, hang on. I didn't like in chapter 2. I liked in the miniseries when he turned into the spider, he turned into a fucking spider. I didn't like in chapter 2, he turned into a fucking clown with 8 legs.
Yeah, even like the legs had the little pom-poms around it.
I didn't like
it. The fucking shoes and
I
didn't like it. His actual legs had shoes.
He looked like that fucking book when we were kids, the spider up the spout shit with the fucking tennis shoes. Remember that shit?
No.
What?
Okay, well I do. But anywho, I guess I read fucking children's books and you were reading it. So moving on.
No, but
then,
like,
right?
Yeah, fuck me.
I like what they did. It was a callback to the spider, like it was supposed to be. But really, what I think they should have done, and you see a glimpse of it, is the gigantic fucking mouth. When they look up and the deadlights are coming down, and it's literally a wall of teeth and like
very very conehead.
I think they could have, and I mean, they could have fucking did some kind of big ass tentacle monster thing down there that is a devourer. But instead, they stuck with a fucking 8-legged clown, which is cool, but it totally took me out of it because it wasn't fucking scary at all.
It was just goofy. Like, come out and play, losers.
We gotta make them little. There's another way to make them feel small.
I did laugh out loud with Bill Hader saying, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother!"
Bah! That was funny.
I feel like 'cause we were in a theater with maybe like 4 other people. No one else. Yeah, no, it was perfect. No one else was laughing but me. And when you were awake, you had some laughing moments.
He weakened at Bernie to laugh.
Oh my. Whatever. But yeah, no one else laughed, so I didn't care, but that was fucking funny.
I liked it too. But again, there's a time like this movie, you pitch it like a horror movie, and you kill it with comedy. I don't.
Yes.
I understand you can't just have the most scary, intense film the whole time. I mean, I would prefer it.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of other horror guys would prefer it. And I get that it's a fucking clown, but at the same time, you just killed it with trying to be goofy.
Yeah, and it's almost like...
Because laughs are easier than scares.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was almost like I was watching 2 separate movies, or this should have been 2 separate movies. Like, oh, here's a comedy version of it, and then... Or get rid of all the goofy shit that was supposed to be scary, and then Bill Hader's shit wouldn't have felt pushed if the rest of the movie was fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, honestly,
Fight
towards
beyond
the
that.
end, I didn't think they were going to kill Eddie.
I
was like,
forgot.
Man, I was like, they're going to fucking...
I forgot that Eddie died.
Nobody's going to have any consequences down here. You know, I thought they were going to kill Mike for a second because they made him like the fucking team traitor.
Well, he was
I
also...
lied for everybody to get home.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they
you
really,
know,
threw Mike under the
yeah,
bus there.
made him feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah. He was ready
And
to
he's
just
the only one
die.
who kept his fucking promise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the only way I can get you all together.
Yeah, and I mean, I get that, but at the same time, you know, they just killed it. Like, I like the movie. I won't see it a second time while it's in theaters. I probably won't even rent it.
Now you just, gave up the ending of our podcast, so thanks.
What? If I would rent it?
Asking the question if you would watch it again.
No, I'll watch it again.
Oh, you'll watch it again. Oh, but you
Yeah,
won't.
He won't go to theaters or rent it.
Or buy it.
Yeah.
You won't purchase
He'll
it.
just stream it if the fucker's on
Stream it.
stream.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it's
But
not terrible, but...
I mean, it wasn't as big as butchering as, you know, the Dark Tower movie. But, yeah, I mean, it was...
I also thought it was stupid. I can't, I wrote down the quote, but I can't remember what happened. It was during, it was the spider, and something happened, and he just it just says, uh-oh. Do you remember that?
No,
No.
I don't.
Good that you don't, because it stuck out for me the first and the second time that I watched it. It was fucking ridiculous. And pretty much the losers, Eddie stabs him in the head, and they say, oh, you gotta bring him down, take him down a couple notches, they can kill it. So they pretty much do what was done to them the whole time was they
become the bully.
They become the fucking bully. Instead of
squash a child's heart.
And they did it in the 90s one, but still, they at least fucking attacked it and
they
they
fucking
fought
ripped
it.
a spider's heart
They
out.
didn't just say you're nothing, you're a clown, you're an old woman,
You're not funny.
you're a phony.
Right, big phony.
Yeah. So he fucking dies, and they go into the water. And I really wish that Richie had a coming out moment where he at least said that he loved him, loved Eddie, or something.
But hey, you know, if you gotta feel good, you gotta feel good.
And also, I am so fucking over people kissing underwater. That's not sexy. That is not romantic.
They're not
Stop
kissing.
doing
They're
that.
they're saving each other's lives. They're trading air. All right, I've Googled it.
Okay.
I've Googled
that
it.
only worked in Hook.
God, even then, they were mermaids.
They were mermaids, but they were saving Robin Williams' life by
Right, that's what I'm saying, because they
breathing
could
into our
breathe
mouth.
under fucking water.
No, but in movies where they fucking kiss
Or you're
underwater.
meaning that was sexy?
No, it wasn't sexy.
For me and Hook, it was.
Yeah, it was.
That's
Yeah, shit, I was
fine.
hooked.
Okay, cool. But still, it had a purpose other than, oh my god, it's so romantic. We're underwater and we're gonna kiss. It's just like having sex in water. It is not fun. It's not romantic. It's not sexy. It's
Dirty.
annoying.
Okay, you know, if you're just gonna sit here and bash Waterworld, I'm out.
They didn't have sex in the water and water.
I know. God,
Rise to the top.
fuck.
And the note from Stanley.
Yeah.
That was strange.
I don't remember. I don't know if like I said, I haven't read it in about 6 years. I don't know. I don't remember if he wrote it. He did write a note, but I don't remember if it was like, "Oh, I'm a pussy. I'm getting off the chessboard."
Well, but it's like he thought that it would help their cause or
Yeah,
their.
he was the weak, and then in reality,
Was he?
I don't think it fucking mattered.
Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
there, everybody was fucking freaked out.
Yeah.
Well, in the miniseries, when Stan was the scared shitless that it was able to break the circle because Stan couldn't keep
Yeah,
his
he
shit
grabbed him
together.
and put him against the wall.
Yeah, he grabbed him.
Yeah.
So that part one, I don't think did that justice. So for me, that's again the miniseries was the one that kind of fucking put the crutches on that.
Yeah.
Well, not even that, because you remember, I mean, they kind of did it in part one where he got, the Mona Lisa attacked him, or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it. Like
Wednesday,
they didn't have
yeah.
that.
A
They
poor
didn't have
man's
that.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah, poor man's Mona Lisa. Fucking dollar store.
Picasso's Mona Lisa.
True. Yeah. That's
Warped ass face.
very that.
I mean, it bit him and shit like that, and he's like, I fucking hate you. Why the fuck did you bring me down here?
Yeah. He was a bit of the weakling, but I
I
mean,
mean, I get it, but I'm not gonna fucking kill myself.
I know.
Yeah.
He could have just not showed up and said, "Hey, you guys got it. I'm weak."
You're tough enough to make a promise.
Yeah.
You're gonna be tough enough to keep it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But I get it.
Yeah. But I
Part of
guess
the
that
story.
You gotta have a loss.
you gotta you do. You gotta have a loss, and you gotta have that motivation where it taunts the loser saying, "Oh, guess Stan couldn't cut it."
Oh man, I wish I remembered that quote I was talking about earlier. Let me see if I can find it.
Google,
Guess
Google,
Stan
Google,
couldn't
Google,
cut
Google,
it.
Google, Google.
I did like that scene with the fortune cookies, with the messages in the cookie, where Bev had Stan's name.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
she put it together while they were all sitting there fucking trying to figure out what it meant, and she's just holding Stan's name and is like,
She already knew.
oh my fucking god. She's like, oh my god. And then she puts Stan's name down and just organizes everything to be Stan couldn't cut it.
Yeah.
It was like, I liked that. I
Yeah.
thought that was...
That cut at the heartstrings a little
Yeah.
bit. Another thing I haven't brought up that pisses me off about the miniseries.
The kissing?
The kissing, whatever, fine. Bev was more affectionate in the miniseries. I mean, in the book, she fucking let them all...
No, I meant like the fucking typical 80s, 90s. Let me move my head all the way around.
Oh
kissing.
my god! Oh.
Let's move our fucking heads like we're fucking bobbing for
When
apples.
fucking
Yeah, Ritter.
Oh, John Ritter.
John Ritter
John Ritter was
and the
Damn it, Bev! Is that you or the fucking clown?
Well, but when they're like making out,
Kiss
it's just
that boy.
like I'm surprised they didn't get like whiplash on their necks from all
Yeah.
the fucking
They might
head
have.
bobbing, because that type of kissing, yeah, it was really big in the 80s. That made
You
it.
just slop.
It was
Get my fucking face wet.
Blah.
Creamy strangler.
Yeah, creepy.
About to
Yeah.
give a creamy response.
CR.
But God, what was I about to say? I lost my.
I
fucking
literally
train
can't
of
find the
thought.
book. So
Sorry,
it's
I
just like,
fucked
hey,
it.
is
No,
it
you're fine.
chapter 2 good? Well, to cover some things that Stephen King does to connect the book, his other stuff is like, remember the Tommy Knockers?
Yeah.
No
It's like aliens that take over people's. I mean, I think they kill.
invasion of the body snatchers.
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
It's called Tommy Knockers. So at one point, one of the protagonists is running through the street, and he looks over at the sewer, and there's a clown with balloons in the sewer watching him
Oh shit.
go through. So that's like one reference. Another is that Pennywise goes by the alias of Bob Gray, which is also a name, I think, for Randall Flagg from Dark Tower, Stand.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the devil. And what was the other one? The one with it's so stupid. It's the JFK book that Stephen King wrote, where the guy goes back in time to try and stop the JFK
Oh, that I
assassination.
don't know.
I don't know that either.
It's just the date that JFK got killed. That's the name of the book.
Okay.
But in there, I think a guy sees something. What was it? It was like he sees a newspaper and there's like some kind of weird killing in Derry, Maine, and then he starts to write the book It
Oh.
about a clown.
I remember what I was gonna say.
What?
In the TV miniseries of It, Bill fucking no, it's not even that. It's gonna sound so mean of me, but
Let it out.
why
his
did
ponytail.
his fucking ponytail? Ugh.
What is so
But
mean
the
about
thing
it?
is, the ponytail. Sorry, gross. Second of all, he wasn't. It didn't have a hair tie. It was a leather string, like shoestring.
That's what we did in the 90s.
Is it?
Well, I don't know.
I've never had hair.
I
like
remember.
that,
well,
so
I
don't
remember.
know.
First of all, scrunchies were the thing.
I had the bowl cut.
I had bowl cuts.
I
Yeah.
had a bowl cut.
Every
That was like a fucking penis in middle school.
I did too.
I think every boy probably.
All of
was.
us had a fucking bowl
Yeah.
cut in the
Oh,
90s.
Mole from Three Stooges.
But like the
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
leather string that. Oh my god! It was just
That
so.
was his style.
It was ugly. I just didn't care for it, and I just didn't even care for the actor playing Bill because he didn't look or come even just his essence didn't come off as. I mean, when you think of the character of Bill, like he should be like a leading man. He
Yeah.
needs to be the leader. James McAvoy, he kind of got there more than the original guy, but
Yeah.
I mean, well, Jay Ryan. Oh my god.
Who is that, Ben?
Yeah,
Beauty.
He literally looks like Taylor Lautner.
I don't think so.
Pull up his
a
picture.
Caucasian. Taylor
Right
Lautner.
there.
Zoom in then.
God damn.
Get your bifocals.
I don't want to fucking zoom in on him.
Taylor
he does
Lautner.
kind of look like Taylor Lautner.
He
No,
looks like
he
Australian
does.
Taylor Lautner.
He does not. Taylor Lautner looks like a child.
He looks more badass.
He
He
just
looks like a badass Taylor Lautner.
he just looks
What
fucking.
do you want him to do a backflip like he did?
He
Fucking
just looks fucking
Grown-Ups too.
sexy
Look at
as
that.
shit. That's all I
Jesus
know.
Christ. Fuck this is. What the fuck is this?
It.
That's it.
Well, I mean, I don't
That's
know
the
what
movie we're
film.
talking
I mean, I don't know
about.
what the fuck this is.
No, you were talking about the other
We
one.
were
You
talking
fell
about
asleep
the
on
other
that scene.
Top of the lake. Fuck. What the fuck is this?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
I never watched that
I fucking...
at all.
Oh,
I'm not good with names.
Look at that.
Fucking
That's
Party
what
of
you
Five.
like?
That's
Taylor Lautner.
that's
Taylor
not.
Lautner.
How,
What
that's
I'm saying.
2012.
Yeah.
He
Taylor
looks
Lautner.
good as an older man. Like he looks like a zaddy.
You know, it's crazy that he
sorry?
plays.
A zaddy.
What the hell is that?
See, I love
A
that
sexy dad.
I love that this is what makes
Why
him...
is that zaddy?
I love
I
that
don't
this
know.
is
That's just what it's called.
I love that this is what makes him the Beast.
Oh, he has
is
a
this
scar.
random fucking scar.
A scar on his
so
chin.
fucking
Or in his
stupid.
cheek.
No, dude, you remember when he saved Bella when she fell off her bike and took her shirt off?
That's Taylor Lautner.
That is Taylor Lautner.
No,
yeah.
that is not. I cannot believe that you think that he looks like Taylor
Looks
Lautner.
like Taylor
That is
Lautner.
fucking criminal.
He
Taylor
looks
Lautner.
like Taylor Lautner that's 6'3".
I don't
Kinda
even
looks
know.
like Taylor Lautner.
No, he does not.
Yeah, it does.
Taylor
You remember
Lautner
when
is.
the guy who plays Ben from It was in Grown Ups 2?
Oh my God, no, because that's
No.
not. See, now you're gonna look up Taylor.
Lautner.
Oh God, he's like at the. He's right under.
See, there he is.
Dude,
Ew!
Beep!
Taylor Lautner. He has a
Beep!
chubby face.
dude, it's the exact
Darker.
same.
He's a
Fucking
different,
put this on
Look
your
at me,
Twitter.
baby.
different ethnicity.
Let's make a poll.
Let's make a poll. Okay, people, listeners, contemplators, do you think
Contemplate this decision.
contemplate this? Does Jay Ryan look like Taylor Lautner?
You're going to have to put a picture up side by side.
Yeah,
On the
I
photo.
will. I will.
Sorry.
There's Taylor
That
Lautner
is
again.
ridiculous. Like, I don't know, Jay Ryan just kind of looked.
You remember in Beauty and the Beast when he turned into the beast that looks like a coyote and he fought the werewolves?
No, but I don't know. Just something about him looks like the. It sounds so stupid, and I don't care if anyone
Starting to
gets
worry
it.
about you, baby.
I don't care, but he just looks like the guys that I was attracted to growing up in the valley.
Taylor Lautner.
You're still
or
attracted
Jay
to him
Ryan?
because you're
Jay Ryan.
swooning over Taylor Lautner right now.
I'm not swooning over Taylor Lautner. I'm swooning over Jay Ryan
That's the same
in
dude.
in
What
it.
the fuck is that?
He's about to turn into that coyote and attack the sparkle vampires.
There he's giving him his fucking shot.
The Kotiri.
The co-
Kateri.
Look closely. God, one
Oh,
thing
dude.
in fucking.
He's saving Bella.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at that kiss.
Bella and Belle.
Oh, it's Taylor Lautner.
shit.
That's Taylor Lautner, dude. Everything's coming
Okay.
together.
Oh my
All right,
god!
all right. We fucked about long enough.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's still fun.
So I know I love
I
it.
feel
I love
feel
it.
kind of bad because this whole podcast we've just bashed the second film.
We totally did.
It's not bad feeling because it's not. No, I mean, I don't.
people are
feel-
gonna listen and go, God, you're gonna fucking hate that movie. I got something.
No,
No,
it's not
it's-
even that we hate
we
it. It's
didn't
just
hate
a fucking
it.
opinion, and it's our opinion. And it's not even that I hated the film. It's that I'm disappointed in the film.
I wanted more
Oh,
scary.
okay, Dad. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
You're not the film I wanted.
yeah,
Taylor Lautner, take your shirt off. Save Beverly in blood.
yeah. That's
Oh
how
my
I
God,
felt.
Beverly B. Bella.
Blood.
Oh my
Holy
God!
shit!
yeah.
Vampires. Oh my god! Christ! I kind of sense a cross.
Paul Bunyan. What is happening?
Oh! All right.
But yeah, I mean, but if you guys would like, we could talk about the book or the other film.
I didn't even hear you.
Yeah, I was just watching the voice thing go up and down over there.
Oh, how quiet you are.
Steady.
Talk about the film or the book. I heard you.
Yeah. Whatever. Like Patrick Hockstetter. I'm glad that they added him. He wasn't in the fucking miniseries. That kid is way worse than Henry Bowers. He is the one who gets killed in the sewer. The bully that gets killed in the sewer. The fucking
With the
little
fire?
thing. In the books, Pennywise is going after Beverly, and Beverly hides in a beat-up old car.
Huh.
And they're like in the Barrens. So like the rock field and shit like that. So she's hiding in this car. I think it's a car. And Patrick Hockstetter has a fridge that he's putting different animals in to watch them die.
Oh my god!
He's super fucked up. And he had this real gay moment with Henry Bowers where they like touched each other's wieners. The whole thing.
I think I heard of that.
Yeah, it comes out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then Henry bullies him and, whatever.
He probably calls him gay when probably he's the one.
He does. He's like,
that...
why you touching my wiener, gay?
Ugh, it's terrible.
But yeah, anyway. So at this point, what he's afraid of is leeches.
Oh.
So Pennywise sees him messing with bugs, and Patrick closes it when there's I think it's a bird that's in there. He closes it and then he waits and there's no noise. He's like, what the hell? And then the fridge starts shaking and he gets scared and he's like, well, I better open it. And it's a ton of flying leeches that have teeth.
Flying leeches?
Yeah, but they're big. They're like the size of your shoe. And they're coming up and ripping holes in him. Like, they'll bite him, and then when they pull back, there's just a hole, and he's, like, bleeding. And ends up, like, starting to pass out. Pennywise grabs him, and, like, the way Stephen King describes how Pennywise, like, drags his unconscious fucking body into the sewers of the commons. Patrick wakes up at one point, and he hears cracking, and he looks down, and Pennywise is midway through his ribs.
Oh, my God.
Eating, and he's watching him while he's eating.
Holy shit.
And then when they go down there as adults, they find his body. And he's like, still looks like Patrick Hockstetter, but decayed. And they're like, oh, that's that fucking kid who went missing.
Jesus.
Now, in the book, the way, like, Stephen King describes Pennywise, did he describe him more like Tim Curry's It?
Oh,
or
definitely Tim Curry's.
Definitely Tim Curry. Okay. I was just wondering if that was it, or the miniseries said, hey, let's just make him a fun clown.
I think that he was supposed to look like, was it Howdy Doody? Was that a clown?
Howdy Doody was a cowboy.
He was a marionette.
There's some kind of clown other than Bozo that he was supposed to look like.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Oh, they're cocoons, cotton candy cocoons.
God,
Yeah.
that's another
Cocoon!
That's another good
Yeah, you want to get
horror
terrified,
film.
boys. You watch
If you
Killer
really
Clowns from
don't
Outer
like,
Space.
if you really don't like clowns and
It'll get
outer
pink and
space.
sticky with the best
Such a
soundtrack.
bad little girl.
Oh my God! Oh,
What
the
was that
80s.
dog's name?
Pooh Bear!
Oh
You
my-
better give me back my goddamn Pooh Bear!
Jesus.
Yeah, but I like that he was actually, and it kind of blows because in the trailer for the first one before it came out, they show his missing.
Yeah, I remember.
They show his picture, and his mom's putting his picture.
That
up
was
on
in the
white
That was
that
his
was in the
mom?
first.
Yeah.
That was in the
That was an
first.
Asian
It.
woman.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
in
showed
part
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an Asian.
His mom was Asian?
Maybe.
He's clearly like
Mixed.
Asian mixed.
Yeah,
I
mixed.
fucking didn't see it, but alright.
Well, maybe he was adopted, dude. I don't know.
You're probably,
That's a
okay,
thing.
Okay, it is a thing. Fuck me.
Well, your son's missing. Hello.
Yeah.
She looked awfully calm to be putting up a fucking
She did, yeah.
missing
That might have
child.
been her third hunt.
She did look calm. She was wearing that like tracksuit, and she
She was-
just didn't look.
dress.
And she was putting it over what's her nuts'
She was wearing a
picture.
dress.
So.
No, was she? I
Yeah,
don't
she
know.
was wearing
You,
some
no,
fucking
you're right.
dress.
But like
Tracksuit.
the I don't know. It just got like that.
Talking about Taylor Lautner again.
Oh
God.
Tracksuit.
No, but you know, I liked as a fan. I was like, oh my God, they're going to incorporate Patrick Hockstetter because, in my opinion, his death is probably one of my favorites out of the book.
well, it sounds
Except
fucking
in
scary.
the movie, they just made the zombie killed children come after him. And
Yeah.
you didn't even
Which
see
I
it.
thought was going to be really good, but they do what a lot of horror movies do, and they get scared of showing you what's happening.
Yes.
They just go, we're going to leave it up to your mind, and then they show Pennywise on the other side of the balloon coming to attack him.
Which I get, fine. Yeah, use your imagination, but I don't know. I would rather
I think they played a safe card.
they played a safe card.
I
and
want a horror movie that's going to kick the shit out of me.
Exactly, and like when I think of
Evil
like
Dead.
leaving to your
Yeah.
imagination,
Yeah.
that's Hitchcock to me.
Yeah.
Hitchcock mastered
cool.
that, which is cool and great for the time that Hitchcock was.
Yeah, it worked for Hitchcock.
It totally worked for Hitchcock, but
It doesn't work for Andy Muschietti.
yes or no, yes or no, whatever. But I don't know.
Alright.
Just-
I think we got it.
I think we got
So
it.
let's-
We are not saying that we hated the film.
Well, let's
or
get to
anything.
it.
Let's
Let's
do
get
Oh,
to
we're
our...
doing a rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not a rating. So here it is.
Cheer Roger Ebert, dead
So-
thumbs up.
All right, hang on now.
Okay.
So,
Cisco.
Callie, would you watch any of the It's again?
Well, yes, and I have. I feel like I would watch it for the parts that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And it would be like a movie that I would watch like in the background while I'm doing something else.
Right.
Like sometimes I'll do it. I'll listen to a podcast, and sometimes I'll put on a TV show or a movie. Just, I don't know why. Maybe I've gotten too used to my electronic devices, which is terrible. But yeah, I would. You know, I liked Bill Hader. I liked a lot of the aspects of the film. I just wish that it was like I wanted that film, like especially the second one, to like become two different films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a comedy or make it scary.
I think, well, I don't know if you heard, there was a deleted scene from the first movie that they were thinking about putting in the second one about when Pennywise comes to, like, I don't know if it was like a colonial town or something like that, but he makes a mother give up her baby for the safety of the rest of the town.
Wow.
And she closes the door and she can hear him crunching and eating the baby.
Jesus.
And
Shit.
I was like, oh, yeah, they better add that. And they did.
They were just too scared. But,
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Jarokk.
Yeah, I will watch this again. I will watch all of them again. Part 2 was not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hate it, but it was not my favorite. It was the least. So of all of them, I will probably watch that the least.
Like, if you had to rate first, second, third.
So I think I would watch part 1 and then the miniseries and then probably part 2.
Okay.
Because I really have a love for the miniseries.
Yeah.
Part 1 brought me this, like, holy shit surprise type freak. It was 2 completely different freakouts for me.
Yeah.
Part 1 brought me this surprise aspect of, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. Where the miniseries gave me this, that's fucking creepy, especially with, like, the pool of blood all the time, that Stephen King fucking, you know.
Gets his jollies off
Kids in
for.
a drain.
Well, not even just constantly, and he did it in a lot of his books and movies, I guess, was, you know, the blood. Like, he's got this thing for fucking blood. And that's creepy as shit. Yeah.
I just like, or another thing I didn't bring up, I don't believe they did it in the miniseries, but with Bev in the first chapter, the movie, she got her period.
Yeah.
And the blood thing made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because she got her period, and when that shit happens, it's terrifying. You don't know what the fuck's going on with your body. You're feeling all this new shit, and then obviously, you know, she doesn't have a mom to explain.
No.
She had a creepy fucking dad who probably got his jollies off of it.
Yeah, I feel like
Dad
would have done some stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a good way of scaring Bev, was that fucking blood. So yeah. Anyway,
you don't see it. Fuck are you talking about, baby? All right, Cream, where are you at?
I'll watch both of the part 1s.
Yeah.
I'll watch part 2 if it's just on or something like that, but I'm not sitting down and looking for it.
Right. I feel the same, honestly.
Because I can get that old feeling again from watching both of the part 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. While the new one, you know, it's just good for me as a fan. I love the miniseries.
Yeah, agreed.
Jonathan Brandis and the boys. Rip.
Yep.
Rip. All right. Well,
longer one.
It's gonna be a longer one. It's
doesn't
fun.
matter. No, it doesn't matter.
It's pretty chaotic.
It's pretty chaotic.
We should probably put this in the beginning because we're all over the place.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm the one that picked it. Jarokk, what do you have?
Oh, shit.
I already know what you're gonna pick, especially with our guest. But
you're
go
picking
ahead.
Lost Boys? Because if you're picking Lost Boys, I'm coming next week.
Well.
Wow! Spoiler fucking alert! And I'm sure you gave him that idea.
Now.
I know you brought it up before.
I mean, I didn't. Get that idea from him.
Did not.
But
I totally did not. Just like Big Trouble.
That was all me, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still remember you saying, "Let me know when you do Big Trouble."
No, he said, "Let me know when you do Lost Boys." He didn't even mention Big Trouble.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
To her.
Well, not to me.
That I didn't get invited.
Not to me.
Not to me. So I chose fucking Big Trouble. Thank you. Well, yeah, just for all of that fucking reaction.
Watch Lost Boys!
There you go. Thanks, CS.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, Cream.
I totally just fucked
the
myself on
goddamn
that
vampire.
You're goddamn right you did.
one. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay,
Too
fine.
bad. Fuck it.
We're going Lost Boys. I'm not saying my opinion on it as of now.
Nope. We're on.
The cream right now is already rising.
He's already creaming.
I'm about to have a creamy response
A very creamy
to the
response.
choice of Lost Boys.
All right.
But yes, thank you everyone for listening. Please like and subscribe.
Guys, I hope you accept me as part of the Contemplation family. If not,
Do you have anything to plug?
do I have anything to plug? Nope.
Cool.
I don't do anything but play D&D with these boys. That's about
Yes.
it. Which I'll be recording that eventually. It's
I
just,
can't fucking wait to do that. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be
Cream is in our D&D party, but more on that on another day. But you can like us on Instagram, movies.contemplation_pod. On Twitter, we are movies_pod.
Did you fucking remember all that?
I have to. It's part of my job. And on Facebook, we are Movies and Contemplation. And we even have a fucking email. You can email us too. Let us know what you think. We love hearing your feedback. And
Yeah, we just got her first cell phone. You know, it's pretty big for somebody who was born so long ago to get the technology. She plays Snake a lot, Minesweeper.
I don't know. I play Spider Solitaire. That's my shit.
Oh no.
Snake is my shit.
Snake is boring.
Fuck.
Anyway, we will see. We won't see. You will hear us again.
We will hear you. You will hear us next time.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.
Pregnant pause. Pregnant pause.
Fuck.